thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome, everyone. Episode 454 of the Massenomics Podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy. Tanner, you were doing all the finger pointing, so I felt left out, so I'm pointing fingers now, too. Whoa, there's a lot going on there. Hey, does my heart thing work? How did, damn it.
We have to be like... we are on a Zoom call, yeah. I guess.
Wait, we have to be on a Zoom call? But we are.
Right, I don't know. Yeah. Hold me now, am I right?
You're right.
I've got two different versions. They've got a real
is that what I was wondering
if
it was like echoing or something the first time.
Oh, okay. Here you sample. We'll see which one you like better. This is a real breathy version. Real close to the mic or a little bit slower, and then also like really belting it out.
Yeah. I think they both have their time and place. It's going to be your responsibility to hit the correct one because it could kill the mood if you get that wrong.
Yeah, you got to get it for the right mood, right, I guess. Okay, this is enough of this dilly-dallying. We've got a lot of stuff to get to. We got a lot of really important stuff to get to this week. We are going to do our 2024 year in review where we check our predictions. We may also make our predictions for the upcoming year, and we have God knows how many other topics that we're going to try to get to this week. So
this
is going to be jam-packed, and I'm actually not exaggerating. Sometimes I just say that and we don't have a single thing to talk about. This ain't that episode.
No, there's a lot on this list. Yeah.
Yeah. If you came for just banter without a plan, it's not this episode.
You came to the wrong one, buddy. Turn it around and leave.
Get your ass out of here. We used to be a proper country. This week's episode is brought to you by Build Fast Formula. Check them out at buildfastformula.com. They're our neighbors right here in South Dakota. Been using every bit of their products for many, many months now. Both Tommy and I do. I like their 80-20 protein. I saw some good chitter chatter in our Discord just earlier today about what flavor everyone likes. This last time I re-upped with the chocolate lava cake. That's one of my favorites. But the peanut butter chocolate is up there and the vanilla ice cream is up there too.
I got to try the vanilla. That's the only one I haven't tried yet.
The vanilla is understated, I think. It might be underrated.
I just have such a hard time leaving the chocolate. The chocolate just
chocolate. You can't miss on the chocolate 80-20. Also the Vaso Blitz and the Full Blitz we like to use. If we're really going to hot dog it and get after business, we're going to put a scoop of each together, blend them up, and you got your winning formula right there. Use discount code Massenomics, save 10% on your entire order, every order at buildfastformula.com. Thank you.
This episode is also brought to you by Barefoot Shoes. New, exciting, and breaking from Barefoot Shoes is the Ursus Suede Low Top Gen 2, also available in a high top as well. The Ursus is the shoe from Barefoot that Tanner and I have grown to love and use and abuse over these past few years. And now they are in the process of releasing a new and upgraded version of this shoe. The Gen 2 is a barefoot training sneaker designed to enhance natural movement and optimize biomechanics. It is ideal for athletes and anyone embracing a minimalist approach to daily activities. It promotes better foot health and overall performance and is perfect for lifting and everyday wear. While staying true to the principles of the Gen 1 Ursus, the Gen 2 introduces an upgraded, more durable outsole for improved longevity. So if you said, God, I love these shoes, they're incredible, I just wish they were a little more durable and upgraded, well, you know what? They heard exactly what you said, and they have made them more durable and upgraded. So head on over to barefoot.store, check out a pair of the new Gen 2 Ursus shoes, and use code Massenomics to save 10% on your next order. Code Massenomics save you 10% at barefoot.store. Thank you, Barefoot Shoes.
What do you got? A special can over there or something, Tommy?
Oh, I do, in this special holder of mine, even.
Oh, the Drink Spotter XL. Oof, you can fit a lot in that inside that thing, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay, we both have a special can here. I'm going to read a little something. This is from crew member Big Lauren. He says, "Howdy, big crew lords. How's the weather up there? It's been a crapshoot down here in south central eastern Texas. We are currently somewhere between our first and second false fall. I've raided the local stores and sent you a treasure trove of Rambler flavors. There may have been one or two flavors that escaped my search, but that can be another care package if need be. To keep those bad boys colder than a powerlifter's stare, I've thrown in 2 koozies from our town's festival, as well as 2 beer tokens in case you find yourself lost in south central eastern Texas on the 3rd full weekend in October. Enjoy the first beer on me. But wait, there's more.
What?
I've also included 2 stickers from my new gym. It's a place I hope Minnie will lift and drink at. Cheers to gains and good times."
Wow.
Big Lauren,
Hooking it
crew member
up.
Big Lauren.
Awesome. Good
So
stuff.
did I get all that other? Is that stuff in the box to you?
Yeah,
I think it is
here I
because
have.
I got,
You're going to hear
okay.
paper rustling here, but I do have.
Well, now I can even show you too. Here's his sticker for his new gym. He is talking
Yeah,
about
you just show
Wild
me.
Iron Fitness.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Okay. That's really cool.
Nice sticker he's got. Tommy should have one. Here's the beer token he gave us. Keep that just in case we wind up in, let me regionally.
South Central Eastern
correct-
Texas, I believe.
Central Eastern Texas. Props on that. I do enjoy the beer token. That'll keep that with all my other knickknacks.
That's
Maybe
a
right
currency
here in
not
my-
enough bars utilize
Yeah.
as beer tokens.
I'm going to put this in my Twins cup. So if I ever ask you, hey, what did I ever do? We're headed to South Central Eastern Texas.
Check
What did
the
I ever do with that beer
Twins.
token? It'd be like there. It's in the Twins cup. And then the koozie from Yorktown Western Days, the
Yeah.
3rd full weekend in October.
Awesome.
And then getting to the first drink, he did send us a number of drinks.
The moment
But
we've all been waiting for.
yeah, getting to this one, it's a Rambler. What's the name of this one, Tommy?
It looks like Satsuma. I don't even know if I'm
Yeah.
saying that right.
Satsuma. And this
Oh.
is Texas limestone filtered sparkling water brewed in Austin, Texas, I believe.
That just sounds premium.
Rambler. Yeah, serve ice cold.
By ice cold, they mean piping hot, I think.
Oh, obviously.
My mouth's watering just thinking about this thing. Let's get to it.
What do you think the flavors are, just judging by the can and name?
Just because the can's orange, I'm gonna say orange, but other than that, I'd have no clue.
Yeah, it doesn't really give away anything, does it?
Yep, that's got to be orange.
Orange. Yeah,
It's good.
it is good. I like it.
That must be that Texas limestone filtering.
Big Andrew Garrison says that Satsuma is tangerine.
Oh,
What
it's
do we
the
think
same
that's
thing,
Spanish
right?
for tangerine?
Tangerine. What's that? Something else for orange?
All right. Well, that's pretty good. What do you give it?
Wow,
It's pretty good.
this might be 4 territory. This has me very excited to try these next ones.
Yeah,
But this is
I'm
really
gonna-
good. God, this might.
I might give this a 4 also.
I think I'm a 4 on this one. I like the
Yeah, I think
can.
4
I
is
like the
right.
look and style of the can.
Yeah,
I like it
kind of a
all.
home run.
This is great stuff.
She's a home run. So thank you, Big Lauren. We'll get through your other ones in weeks to come as well. But off batting 1,000% off the bat here. This is a tasty little beveragino.
Yes, it is.
We also have some other sake type stuff to come in future weeks that we've been getting here in the mail recently. So we'll get to some of that also in future weeks. Do we want to talk about the Cru Falls Roundup quickly?
I think we should, and I'm not sure how quickly it'll be, but
Yeah, we had one hell of a weekend, didn't we,
God,
Tommy?
it was fun, wasn't it?
We did it again.
It was good. Like last year, it felt like, man, last year was such a good weekend, and I really do feel like we just topped it in basically every way this year, didn't we?
I think that's exactly what I would say. Last year was pretty sweet, and this year was better, and it was
just
bigger and better. It doesn't have to be bigger,
maximized.
but it was bigger.
We maximized
Yeah.
the schedule. There was nothing else you could have done there.
No, I I think at the gym on Saturday, we were just a little over 40 crew members in there lifting and drinking. And I mean, really, we were just lifting at that point.
But lifting and drinking, we were lifting, but in spirit, we were drinking.
The Saturday gym time was peak crew member, and I think we were just over 40 there.
I never did a final
pretty
count,
wild.
so I'm glad you did that.
Yeah. A couple maybe were just like crew adjacent that were there, but they were in on the party, you know. So I'm at least crew. Maybe some were just there in their trial crew stage, but they were there with us, and all of it was fun. Actually, someone mentioned it in our Discord today. What I've been experiencing is the come down from Cru Falls is a little tough for me because, you know, it's like the old thing is like, oh, back to reality. Well, it is extremely like that for me. I even told my wife on Monday morning, I think, I was like, man, this is tough. I go from this weekend where 40 people that I love hanging out with is so fun. We're kind of like, I mean, we're in charge of everything, you know, like you're in this position of
Just feeling like you run the world.
right. And everyone's just having a blast, fun to do whatever you're doing. Like you're creating this experience this weekend for everyone that everyone's super grateful for you. And simultaneously you're getting to experience yourself and have all the fun yourself. And then on like Monday, I go back into work to like a pile of angry emails and just like stuff where I'm like, wow, this sucks.
Just the complete reversal of what you were doing.
Yes. I'm like, oh man. So it has been I think I'm back in the swing today, but Monday and Tuesday were both a little rough for me in the sense that I'm like, I don't like this. Like, it's like, this is not a fun alternative.
It was the exact same thing for me. And I don't know if I think it was a mix of like a mental and a physical crash. I felt just terrible on Monday, and actually Monday and Tuesday night, both nights, I passed out at like 8:00 and slept for the night, which I never do. So I got basically 12 straight hours of sleep both those nights. And it really wasn't until today where I started to feel normal. So I don't know if there was other things at play, but man, I was wiped out after this weekend.
Maybe let's not dwell on anything forever, but let's just go event by event and you give me your most important takeaway from each thing. First thing was Friday Pizza Ranch. I don't know. What do we have? Maybe about 18 people there. I'm just guessing.
Right around 20
3 tables of 6, something like that. Yep. The Pizza Ranch not far from your house.
People just got to see the joys of Pizza Ranch, and it was fun. It actually worked out perfect for just people showing up and eating food and having the place to ourselves, basically.
Your Pizza Ranch was definitely cheaper than Aberdeen's Pizza Ranch. But I don't know if it was still the mystery is it a lunch versus dinner or lunch versus supper conundrum there too. But it was definitely cheaper there. It was like $4 cheaper per person, actually.
Yeah, wasn't it?
It was 13 something.
Yeah, it was under $30 for the two of us. I know.
Yeah. I think it was like $27 maybe.
Can't afford not to.
So much more reasonable. I ate so much food. I was full I was so full.
I could have ate a little more, but yeah, I ate quite a bit too. It was
I packed it in pretty good there. So then after that, everyone went to your house, your garage. We had already set up a little bit. Not that there was a ton of setup, but you had already cleaned up your garage. And then I brought over a little bit of the grip stuff.
I'd spent a good chunk of the week just getting my garage as pristine as I possibly could, so that when people got in there,
and it was basically just empty beside your gym.
It was.
Too,
I had cleared out basically everything. All the vehicles were out. Everything was put away into storage in our basement, and the things that really just do not make any sense there, they were all put against the far wall. So it was pretty much a wide open garage outside of the gym.
Yeah. And I don't know. So the grip gauntlet thing was an all afternoon, evening
dude
sort of thing. I mean, it was perfect. And I'm not saying it didn't drag on at all. It just it was a hangout. I mean,
it was like a Vegas casino in there. There's no light. You lost all perception of time once you close the garage door because there's no natural light coming in. And and the hours just melted away. I lost all track of time.
There was a competition going on, but it was like very casual. I would say people were legitimately just like having fun and
especially when there's like 20 people. Maybe actually, I think there was more than that in the competition. It gets really hard to keep track of even who's doing what. So yeah, you're kind of just doing your thing when it's your turn.
Right. And we did 4 or 5 grip events. It was very fun. You know, Big Paul ended up winning the Golden PP Grip Gauntlet Challenge for the actual Golden PP. Big Jen got the Silver PP, and Big Anthony just narrowly edged out Big Matthias for the Bronze PP.
By less than a second, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it just a few tenths?
They tied. They had to have a grip off to decide who actually got crowned as.
Yeah.
Because they tied on the hang.
That's what it was.
It was fun. Like, do you have any thoughts on the grip, the actual contest? Like,
it was fun. I can definitely tell. I did basically anything that we did with Juji versus here. I did significantly worse here, and I think it's just the mix of like with Juji it was like no, like I'm in the zone. Like I gotta get these things. Where here it was just we're just having fun screwing around. So I think mentally I wasn't quite there. But I will say, man, the amount of chalk in my gym today. I mean, I cleaned up the loose powder that was everywhere. I cleaned that up the other day. And so then it was just like, oh, there's just a little chalk on things, and I just need to scrub the floor where the floor mats are and it'll be clean. And when I actually went out to lift today, I'm like, there's chalk on every corner of my rack, from the very top post to the very bottom to the backside. I mean, just the more I was working out, the more I'm like, how was there chalk there? It was every one of my plates. It just looked like someone had dumped a bucket of chalk on it. So I just got a wet rag and was just wiping everything down. And like the second I'm like, yep, now it's good. About 30 seconds later, I'd look and be like, there's just a huge hand mark on something else I'd missed before.
Yeah.
And the floor mats were just so nice and black before, and they had all this chalk sitting on them for a few days now. And by the time I actually scrubbed it off, I almost feel like maybe the chalk is just like part of the pores of the stall mat now, because they don't have that deep black to them anymore. They've lost a few shades of black there. They've gotten a little lighter. Yeah.
There's something about you and the grip competition and chalk that just things get wild with the chalk.
It's I have a thing with chalk, I guess.
Yeah. There was a lot of chalk that got used there though. Like people were just chalking up all over the place. I guess that's what you get in a grip competition.
How she goes. Yeah,
One
but
thing
otherwise it was really fun. Yeah, Paul
everyone had tiger meat. Tron bought homemade tiger meat. I brought store-bought tiger meat. Jen brought a bunch of delicacies.
Curds, cottage cheese. I have not cracked into her cottage cheeses. I should be opening those.
So no follow-up yet.
Those should be opening in the next day or so. You know, I want to finish the tub I'm on before I move to the next one. So, yeah, I would guess either tomorrow or Friday I'll be cracking into those ones.
One follow-up on the grip contest thing. The first thing we did was we bought the Dynanometer, kind of the cheaper one, but the numbers checked out pretty close to Juji's. Actually, mine was close to what I did there.
Mine was significantly lower, but I think that it was just the difference between me running the camera and being preoccupied with 30 things.
Right. But what I got to say, so that's in the Massenomics Gym now, and just today, I'll paint the picture for you. There was 4 of us in there. And we all wanted to try it because I was getting the other guys to try it. And I was telling like Caden, I was like, yeah, Juji said he'll use this as almost a metric when he walks into the gym. Like, how am I, what's my systemic, how am I feeling overall? So we're all trying it as me trying it. And I did real similar to what I've done
150
did there where I was like, I did 159. And I think that's even what I did in the grip contest. I tried it one time, did 159. Caden tried it a few times. He's in the 150s. Like by the third time, he's trying to beat me, and he got like 162. Big Matt Rongan was there today, so he did it.
Got big hands.
He was right there, really similar. Like the 3 of us were all within like 5 maybe of each other, all right around 160. And then Big Tom was there. So Big Tom was in Cru Falls this weekend, but not at the Grip Gauntlet Challenge. He came to the gym, and then he ate lunch with us at the sushi place. And Big Tom from the gym. He did the Massenomics powerlifting meet, the Lift Hard Live Easy. Big Tom's a little taller than I am and probably weighs 290, give or take, depending. He fluctuates a little bit depending on what he's doing. Got kind of longer hair. I'm trying to paint the picture for like anyone that's either been the Lift Hard Live Easy or he's somewhat quieter at
got
times.
Kind of longer hair, not like not like long hair, but it's
right.
Slightly
it's
longer. A little bit of
hair.
a beard.
Yeah, and Big Tom, he's just a big structured man. Like he's a big
because he's only been training a couple of years now, right?
Not even 2 years, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe like a year and a half.
Yeah, even relatively new to training. Okay, yeah.
And I did have some indication about his grip one day when I was doing the blobs, and I was like working on like the third one, which I can get every time I try, but it's not easy for me. And Tom came over and he's like, "Oh, what do you do here?" Oh, and I'm like, "Oh, you just pick him up off the ground." And he goes, "Oh, like this," and just like went like, and I just was standing there holding it. I'm like yeah, kind of like that, except usually it's harder for people. Yeah. And then this was like as he was walking out the door, and I never had him try anymore. Also, at Cru Falls, I did have the highest number on that grip thing at like 159. So out of all those people there,
not more than 20
nobody
people
went into the 160s. And then me, Caden, and Matt all did about 160 today. And those guys,
and Caden's got a pretty
anyone doesn't know
monster grip.
Yeah, he's big, strong guy. Matt is like sick, has deadlifted almost 800 pounds before. He is a big, strong guy. And then I'm like, Tom, you got to give this thing a shot. Did it one time, one try. I swear it didn't even look like he was trying, and made it go to like 193.
No.
Yeah, 192.6.
Like 170 or something.
No, he crushed the three of us in one attempt.
Whoa.
And crushed everyone at Cru Falls. And
190.
I'm like, whoa, Tom, you just beat like everyone I've seen by over 30 on that. You just beat the three of us by 20%, and I think the three of us are all fairly strong.
You were blowing Juji's mind when you did, 158 or whatever it was
150
there.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tom did 192 or almost 193 on one try that did not. I'm confident he could break 200 on that thing. I'm like, Tom, you're going to break the freaking thing. I had to look what it even goes up to.
Wow. That's really impressive.
Yeah. So I'm like, Tom, I think you need to try more grip stuff. I think you're a natural at it. You're like exceptional at this.
Yeah. Has he ever tried the crushers?
No, I'm gonna get him on those though. I'm like, there's no way he can't close the 5 without barely even trying. I'm like, you need to work on this and get that 6. Like, I think you could. It's not out of reach for you.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was literally like, what?
You almost need to start a leaderboard at the gym. Just so it's all documented, because it's not even like one of those things where if you just sit there squeezing it all day, you're going to get 20 extra pounds out of it.
No, eventually you're just going to get worse and worse and worse, actually.
Yeah, because you should. It'd be crazy to see what everyone's best numbers are.
It was, and I'm not lying, but like most people when they grab it, they like bear down and
and he was just
wincing and stuff. Yeah, and I'm like, what?
What did the other guys think? Were they blown away too?
Yeah. Yeah.
190 something. I don't even think in any of Juji's videos, because I went back and watched a few. I don't know if in any of them they crack 175 on his.
That's not that I've spent a lot of time researching what people can do in that, but I did want to bring that up because it did actually kind of blow my mind. I'm like, okay, Tom, you're really good at this. And he's like, and his response is, oh, I guess I'm good at something.
Yeah, it sounds like what he would say.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you're good at it. You're really good at it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. After the PP Dingling contest, what did we do? We headed
downtown Sioux Falls to Monk's Ale House.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm following you.
And
yep.
Ate some bar
close
food,
to the hotel
had some
that we're
more
all
beverages. Yeah, it was about a block from the hotel. And Big Bryce showed up, gifted you with that little piece of memorabilia behind your shoulder there.
Yeah, my Creed album.
He gave you the Creed vinyl. That's right.
Anytime someone says Creed.
Dude, when he walked in with that, I thought, does he have a cat? Because he had it wrapped up. I thought, is he giving Tanner a calendar? And then when you brought that over, I was impressed.
Yeah. I was pretty excited about that when I opened it. I'm like, yes, this is sweet. I haven't played it yet, but I don't know if I want to like devalue it by opening it.
Right. It's probably just worth way more if you just never open it. So it's just got to sit
It's
there
the best album too. It's what I could read it, but I can't read it from here. It's like what is it? Clay,
Human Clay or Clay?
Human Clay. I think that's right.
Clay something.
Human Clay. You're
Okay.
right. Yep. It's their best album.
So was that Minnesota Department of Lifter Safety showed up Friday night?
Yeah.
They said, you know us, just kind of showed up on our own time.
Yep. That's what as the Minnesota Department of Lifter Safety does.
They rolled in about 10 deep like they normally do. And that was kind of the night. You know, everyone knew we had a big day ahead of us, so nothing too crazy. Everyone, after we ate, of course, we just all talked for way too long. But I think for the most part, me and Ryan took off. Ryan was staying with me, and I think you guys just kind of walked back to the hotel, didn't you?
Yeah, did I tell you what happened to me at the hotel?
Mm-hmm.
Did I explain the story to you?
You said that at lunch on Saturday. You were telling us.
Maybe it's not worth telling, but it just was like shocking to me. I walked down the hall to go to my hotel room, and I could hear this like 5 doors away from where before I got to the door that it was going on in, and it was the loudest sex that I've ever heard in person that's like not myself. You know, like I've never, like it was the most I'm like, I've never felt so uncomfortable when I'm like on the other side of a door from somebody.
Yeah,
you know?
did you say you like got to a door and you're like, well, here it is, and you kept walking and you realized, oh no, I'm still not even to the door yet?
I went by like 3 doors and I kept thinking, oh, it must be in here, and it would just get louder and louder and louder as I was like getting to the actual door that it was in.
Man, some guys have all the luck.
Yeah, Big Keith was in the same hall, but he apparently didn't.
Well, Big Keith wasn't around you, so we can't prove or disprove that. Maybe he had something to do with that.
Wait a second. Yes. We don't know that it was not him. There's not it's not a 0% chance that it was him. Big Jake asked, the real question is, how long did you stand there? Not long. I felt like I was
like you're at a crime scene, you didn't want to be caught.
Well, and I did. Yeah, for some reason, that's what I felt. I felt like I was doing something wrong. And I'm like, oh, I hope they don't open the door right now. And then I'm like, wait, they would never, there's no scenario where they would be opening the door.
Well, maybe maybe like these walls are too confining. Like they're insulating us from the world. We need to open the door.
Yes. Saturday morning, we had breakfast again this year at the original Pancake House. We all met up there. And
what time did you guys get there? Because I walked
7:55 or 7:50.
Really? Because I walked in at like 2 minutes to, and you guys already had all the tables.
They were really fast this year.
Oh.
They were like whipped it into shape for us. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was 1, 2, 3 tables and a couple booths, I think.
Yeah, so we probably had 30. Yeah, sure, over 30 people there.
I think so.
And the original Pancake House does not disappoint.
No, it was up to par. What did you have? Did you have a big omelet?
Oh, yeah, I had to get the omelet. Omelet with pancakes.
Gots to have that omelet.
And Keith, of course, had his plate of syrups again this year.
Signature butter and syrup platter.
I don't know how he can eat nothing but syrup and butter for breakfast and feel decent.
Somehow he does it. It's a breakfast of champions.
It must be some sort of non-traditional pre-workout thing of his, I guess.
Carb loading.
I don't know. Yeah. And then from there, we went to the gym, which was conveniently just like a block away from the original Pancake House.
Across the street.
Yeah, and we started our gym tour with Big Casey at Los Campeones.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be YouTube videos of all this stuff. So there's going to be a vlog kind of our lifting and eating and stuff like that on Saturday. There's going to be a gym tour video that we did there. There's going to be a video of the Grip Gauntlet Challenge. And also at the gym, we recorded a safety video with the Minnesota Department of Lifter Safety. So you see that at some point in time too.
But the gym was really sweet.
Yeah, the gym
was super
That gym
cool.
is nice.
It's really nice.
Really nice.
Dude, the whole vibe, the paint, the lighting, everything is just on point there. The coloring of all the equipment, nothing's accidental there. It was all very pre-thought out.
It also really housed the 40
Oh.
crew members really well. Like,
I didn't
not
think-
like to a problem at all.
By the time we got done doing all of our crap and I was ready to bench, my issue was there's so many spots to bench. I didn't know for sure where I was going to bench at. You know, I had so many
Right.
choices.
And there's a bunch of dudes doing strongman stuff in the back. There's combo racks were getting used for the squat racks were getting used. The benches were getting used. There was
Lots
a
of
bunch of people in the
deadlifting going
bodybuilding area in the
Yeah, a lot
front of the
machines
gym
getting
too.
used. It was everything. But never once did it feel like you were packed in an uncomfortable way.
No, it didn't at all. Hell of a gym. There was a lot of big lifts going on. Big Tommy Schneider did win the best lift of the day though with his 625 squat.
Took it twice.
Our
Took it once.
RPE
decided it,
stapler.
RPE stapler. Took it
Tammy
once, decided
Schneider.
it wasn't good enough, and took it again. Not many
Yeah.
people do that for an all-time PR.
No, Big Grayson hit an all-time PR deadlift over 600 pounds, and just all kinds of people trying PRs and trying big lifts. And I know they're doing the yoke and log and
Guys
circus
lifting
dumbbell
outside in
and-
December around here.
Oh, also the weather for Cru Falls was absolutely staggering.
Dude, it was, what was
And
it?
now
50?
3 days later,
Yeah.
like I don't know, the heavens open for Cru Falls this year of just they just said nope, this one weekend, this 1 day and a half is going to be awesome, and it's going to be sandwiched on cold on both sides of it.
Oh, it
But
was
nope, we're gonna
brutal
make
before Cru Falls. The feels like temperature was negative 12 here. All of a sudden, 2 days later, the feels like temperature is 50 degrees because it was 50 degrees. And now here
Yeah.
we are about 3 days later, and the feels like temperature is like 2.
I was outside tonight here. I mean, if it would have been this temperature at Cru Falls, it would have been really hard to walk from where you couldn't.
I took my dog for a walk at noon, and I knew it was cold, so I had all my winter gear on, gloves, hat, everything. And I almost started running home towards the end of the walk because my hands were getting so cold because the wind was so bad.
Yeah. Anything else on the lifting? Los Campeones?
Just watch out for the videos.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good videos of recapping all that stuff. So be on the lookout for those. And thanks, Casey, for hosting us at Los Campeones. Great time.
Yeah, Big Tron did take a rock to the head. That was a notable event. It looked worse than it was apparently, but it didn't look good.
Yeah,
A
rocks
lot
to
of
the head.
cool equipment though.
Oh God, yeah, lots of
Cool
good stuff.
machines. I did for shits and giggles. I went to Arsenal's site today, and I'm like, of course you don't get to know any prices
Oh,
of
do
anything.
they really do that? They don't tell you the pricing?
So I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm going to actually do this and make them give me a quote on these pieces of equipment because I want to know what these cost. So I did 3 things on there. I put in my quote or whatever. One was the lat raise.
Dude, that machine was so cool.
It even says on their site, like, this is our most popular piece of
it does say
equipment or
that.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one, I really liked the arched
Fly.
dumbbell fly.
Yeah.
It was real similar to that lat raise one,
Yep,
only the
I did
dumbbell
the fly
flies
too.
plate
I did.
loaded.
Garrett was on there. I hopped in, did a set with him. That machine's really
Yeah.
cool too.
And then the third one I put on was the Humbler, which is their
yeah.
chest supported row.
That
Which
actually
I
is-
did that. Grayson had a plate on each side of that, and I did that. And that is really heavy with just 2 plates on it. I was like, whoa, I did like 6, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I can do anymore.
That machine, that actually would fill a bit of a need in Massenomics. There's not much
I
of
like that
rowing
machine.
things like that in there.
Right. We have the ISO low row, the hammer strength ISO low row, but not a chest supported where you're actually facing downward like that,
Oh yeah. The hammer strength one. You're right. Yeah, you sit up. Okay. Yep. That's what you're saying, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do have a row machine, but this is just
Yep.
quite a bit
I
different.
forget about the
too.
hammer strength one. Where did that come from?
That came from Big Brad. I bought that used from someone in Minneapolis, and Brad picked that up for me, and I grabbed that from him.
Night moves?
Yeah, Night Moves Nightsoul. Yeah, Big
okay.
Brad Night Moves Nightsoul.
I
picked that up from him one time.
Yeah, I kind of forgot now how thinking about that sort of is. I mean, that is a really nice piece for the gym. That's a nice
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, it is. It is a really good one. But I filled out the form on Arsenal for these three, and I'm like, oh my God, it's probably going to be like $20,000 for the three of them.
Probably. Let's say this: if any one of them comes in at under $4,000, are you making a move, or is it just?
I'd
good
be
to
surprised
know?
if any of them come.
That's why I would be too. That's why the number I said was $4,000, because I just would be.
Yeah.
We're talking selectorized stuff, and on top of that, this fancy Arsenal thing. So.
Yeah, I'm really curious what it comes. They're probably going to be like, "Nah, we don't give our prices out to people that we can tell aren't all that serious."
The old tire kickers.
We keep this really close to the chest. So we'll find out more follow up on
that.
Arsenal.
You want to buy something from someone, and they're like, "Yeah, you got to call us for the price." Like in this day and age, that seems like such an old concept.
It's like, wow, it's that expensive that you won't even list how much it costs. After the gym, we went to and ate at Fuji Sushi.
Back
we did
across
at
the
least.
street, back to the parking
Yeah,
lot.
we were back right into the same little area. So we went to our first three stops of that day. Were all within like a block of each other, and we had the what's that called
We did
when
the hibachi, little steak.
we did the hibachi. So the other group there, they're posting it now where they didn't do. They're not on the hibachi side. The hibachi was good though.
Dude, that was what I needed. A big old plate of rice and some steak and veggies in there. The food was good.
It was good. I mean, are any of those places any different than each other? Like, have you ever been to one that's like different?
I don't know. They all seem the same to me, but again, I'm not.
But like the food is exactly the same.
Yeah, it seems like it's cooked the same too, which is good because they're all good. But
it's consistent. You kind of know what you're getting wherever you're at.
One has some special blend of herbs and spices that they're throwing in that the other one isn't.
There's so much stuff and so much butter on that rice that you get.
Oh, but it's delicious though, isn't it?
Oh, I love the rice.
Dude,
They could double or triple my rice
bucket
portion
of that rice.
Yeah. Yes. Then people did all people kind of parted ways for a little while. Some went right to the bar.
Was it like 2 something?
2, 3. Yeah, 2 or 3, I think. Well, it was 2 something, I think.
Yeah, because the idea was
I went back to my hotel room and just like decompressed for an hour.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Like, oh, we'll go all chill for a little bit, and then we got dinner at 6. We'll meet up, and me and Ryan went back, and we kind of, hanging with the fam here, doing some stuff, and then we were outside, and all of a sudden I hear Ryan. Oh my God! I go, what? Tanner's going to the Blarney Stone already.
Yeah. Well,
those guys are already
one
there.
group of them. They went directly to the Blarney Stone like after the gym, or thereabouts. And I was laying there, and I'd maybe been in my hotel room for about an hour, and then they had posted a picture, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't really come here this weekend to sit in my hotel room
to
for a
catch
few
up
hours.
on sleep.
Right. So I'm like, nah, I can't. It's gonna kill me if those guys. I know those guys are out there having fun and shooting the breeze. So I'm like, I better just get to the Blarney Stone and put down a few And when you're at the Blarney Stone, you got to have some Guinness.
Yeah,
it's just kind of the way
the culture.
it is.
You're taken in by the culture. You got to.
A Guinness probably never tastes better anywhere other than Ireland itself, other than the Blarney Stone right in Sioux Falls.
The top 2 Guinnesses, Ireland, the Blarney Stone, Sioux Falls.
It's my favorite place to have a Guinness. I'll tell you that. With the crew,
it's the company, man.
And then from there, everyone met up at Remedy, the place we had rented out for the evening, and we ate there. Food was good, beer was good.
Setup worked great. Everyone just kind of got to get whatever they wanted, and we had the whole area to sprawl out in. So yeah, it worked really good.
And we got to give away award the Hall of Fame jackets and Hall of Fame cups to everyone that won. Tammy Schneider and Big Toby both got their 12 achievement cups. And then Big Jen, Big Matthias, and Big Scance all got their 15 achievement Hall of Fame jacket.
Dude, that was a good jacket ceremony.
Yes, the jacket ceremony is fun. I look forward to more of those in the future too. It was really fun with Scott Dodds this summer, and this was also really fun.
And it works out so good that we do them when they're a part of a big event like this,
group.
Because everyone gives it its importance, when everyone's
right.
Watching
it feels
and
like
clapping and cheering for
there
it.
There is like a little jacket ceremony, and it is like everyone puts the jacket on, and it's like, yay, and it is really fun. It's actually like a little jacket ceremony thing, and now there's just 4 in the club. Scance does become the so far first and only to complete all 16 achievements and achieve master completer status. So that was fun. After that, we went to Lucky's Bar for everyone that was still.
Yeah, we went to Lucky's Bar, and that's when the numbers really started dropping slightly before
Yeah.
that. And while we're at Lucky's, and yeah, just put down a few more beers, and it actually wasn't that busy or crazy in there. I thought I remember last year feeling like it was really full, and it didn't feel like that quite this year. Like we had room to properly stand in front of the bar and not move and plug the whole place up. And we did that for a while, and then that's when you were like, yeah, I think I gotta go.
Yeah, I think I made it till after 11. People were peeling off, and I'm like, my knee at this point,
Dude, I saw you.
I just was having a hard time like walking.
Well,
like my knee was just locked up. Like it was just getting stiff as a fucking.
Well, I forget that you even have a knee thing because Tanner's here doing stuff with us. I just think you're totally normal.
Right.
And then I look, I'm like, oh yeah, he is hobbling around. He's not 100%.
Yeah, even when we made the walk there to Lucky's, that's when when we left Remedy and like I took 2 steps out the door, I was like, whoa. This is worse my knees felt in a while. I'm like, I feel like I just went back in time a month because of, just how like
we've been on our feet
it was
all day.
Yeah. And by the end of that night, I was like, damn, I cannot wait to lay down. And I'm not saying it wasn't like excruciating pain. It's just like
just the wear.
My leg didn't work. Yeah.
Mm.
The fun, like 2 really just funny things to me were when we were leaving Remedy, just leaving, I was walking out with someone and someone that was leaving, and like everyone's like, yeah, we're going to Lucky's, and someone goes, we're walking out, and then I saw them, they were going to their car. I can't remember who it was now, and they're like, yeah, I was never going to Lucky's.
Oh, yeah. Was it Jake maybe, or was he gone already?
Maybe it was him, and he said like, yeah, I was actually never going to Lucky's. Yeah. And then someone else was like, yeah, I was never going to Lucky's either. And then I'm like, what would be hilarious if that no one in this group ever planned on going to Lucky's? The entire group of crew was just all Irish goodbying.
Yeah, everyone thinks that they're tricking the other person, but no one actually gets there.
Right. And then like not a single person makes it. No one's admitting to the joke that they're on, or that they're all trying to leave, and just everyone leaves, and just eventually there's nobody there going to the next place.
I liked that walk because we're walking through. By South Dakota standards, all these giant buildings, and we're like crossing this river on a footbridge, and then all of a sudden we're like downtown, and it was just a funny walk to make.
It was fun. The other thing at Lucky's, I was having this conversation probably with you, but I know I remember it with Bryce specifically, that I was like, man, why do so many of us have long hair? And I'm like, it's so weird actually. Like when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, in normal population, I do not see it very often. And like half of us here have abnormally long hair for men. Yeah. I'm like, what is the deal?
There's a lot. Me,
and I'm
you,
like, because then I
Bryce.
was like, is it just lifters? And I'm like, well, I don't think it is, because most of the time that's not what you say about lifters.
No, the beard.
So I'm like,
thing,
it's like Massenomics
lifters.
lifters.
Be like, well, yeah, it's because it's a lifter.
Yeah,
thing, but
right.
I don't know the hair. That is a good question. I don't know. Yeah, that is an interesting one.
Yeah, didn't really get to the bottom of it, but it did. I was curious about it.
So
what time did you leave?
You dipped out of there, and we're like, we got to go to one more stop. We can't end the night here. So we headed down. We didn't go to Pave, but right next door to Pave is a little tiki bar called Hello Hi, and or is it Hi Hello? I forget. It's one of those two. And we got in there, and that place was packed, and waited way too long to order like $15 drinks. And by this point, God, I know I'm going to forget 1 or 2 people, but it was me, Ryan, Big Hannah, Big Af, and Hogan. I thought there was like one more person. There was like 1 or 2 more people. I cannot remember. But yeah, we got our expensive ass drinks, drank those things up. And then in the back, they have a pizza. There's a pizza shop. So we got a piece of pizza. And then I was like, at this point, it was after midnight. I'm like, it's going to suck getting home. And I opened up a Lyft, and it said a Lyft driver can arrive in 3 minutes. And I'm like, now they can arrive in 3 minutes. And my ride home was $12. I'm like, now is the time to hit.
It's like now or never.
Dude, yeah, me and Ryan, we hit the button. The guy was right there. We were home. I think we were home just before 1, I'm pretty sure. So it was
That was the end of the night.
That was the end of the night.
As we know it.
That's right.
Sunday morning, I was on the road by 7 something.
Dude, you got
Headed to-
after it so early.
Yeah.
You were sending pictures, and I'm like, is he really leaving that early? And yeah, I called you. You said, yeah, I just woke up and left.
Yeah, I was by, I don't know, 10. I think maybe by 10, I was in Millbank, South Dakota, picking up the free motion Smith machine.
So I talked to you about
Yeah.
I talked to you just a little bit about this, but I didn't want to spoil the whole story. So what were your first impressions when you saw that thing?
I just by looking at it, I'm like, yep, that looks like about what I thought of. But then even just trying to move the one big piece, I'm like, oh yeah, that is really heavy. Like that is really,
So
really heavy.
did you go to my parents' house or did my dad have it at the shop?
We were at the bus
Okay, the
garage.
bus garage,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And so
He had it sitting out there, so I just backed up and hooked. I wasn't there for more. Talked to your dad for a couple of minutes, and I was probably, he helped me hook it up. And
did he give you the word of warning, like make sure you got a bunch of guys with you when you're ready to move this thing?
yes, and he was 100% right about that because I did get, I think, at least 6 guys plus me to the gym, and I'm glad I didn't have any fewer guys than that. Not that all 6 could even hardly touch it at the same time, but we almost needed like spotters for people going up and down, or for people going down the stairs with it, because that thing was ungodly heavy and awkward. It might be one of the worst things that we've taken down there out of all the things that have gone up and down
But
there.
do you understand?
It's at least in the Mount Rushmore of worst things.
Do you understand how that piece is so heavy though? Like, do you get
No.
what is going on
No,
in
I
there
don't
that
get
it's
it.
that heavy?
And I think it's just also because it's so awkward that it's this giant U.
Right. That you have to hold
Like
at
that
like head level to move.
Right. And yeah, just that thing's bad. It's up there with that like 450 some pound Atlas stone going down the stairs with it. And probably the cable stacks for the cable crossover are up there too. And the lap pull down machine.
Yeah. Anything
That
with
might
the
be my
stack
Mount
is gonna-
Rushmore of the 4 worst things.
If you're gonna move something with the stack on it, yeah, that's always gonna suck for sure.
Yeah. That thing is brutal. And there's no more teardown to it than that. Like, it's not like you can
No, it's just
bolt that
solid.
on half.
Yeah. Okay, so you said putting it together because it's only 3 pieces. Like that was easy, right? No
Putting it
surprises
together,
there.
especially with that many people, I wasn't even necessarily planning on putting it together that day, but we kind of got it down there and everyone just was like, started doing it. I think at that point, everyone's curious enough, like, oh, if we're going to do all the shitty work, let's get this thing together and see what it looks like.
And so I think we were talking last week, maybe we had mentioned the different possibilities. You did settle on, you made the whole bench row, and this took the ghost bench spot.
Yeah. And so there's the 3 benches in the row. We widen out the 2 benches. Larry's already been there to grind off the old bolts and bolt in.
He
the
did
new
already, huh?
benches. Yeah,
Jeez.
they're already bolted in place. And I used the Smith machine today. I did incline chest press with it, and it works great.
Yeah, there's no hiccups and it doesn't catch anywhere
No.
or anything like that.
No, it's really nice. I mean, as far as the Smith machine go, I mean, it doesn't look new. Like, it certainly looks like it's been used, but it.
Right. But it's also like not missing huge chunks of paint anywhere either.
No.
Like it's
just kind of gray. Like, just like gray equipment just looks a certain way. kind of,
unless it's
even what I would
brand new
say.
and pristine, all gray equipment
Right.
just looks sort of old, kind of. All right. So what have you seen? Have you seen people doing anything else on it? I'm just curious, like what type of exercises people
I'm quite sure Larry did
broke it in
he
with
put the red 90-degree bench in it and did overhead press with it the very first day.
that
Like, I
picture,
knew that he
you sent
would.
that. I'm like, this is a Snap Fitness. This is what Snap Fitness
Yeah.
looks like right here.
Yeah. And I used it the first day. I did actually like a back row ladder with it where I started on the lowest hook and you're just like basically a reverse bench row.
Yep, kind of like a pull up type motion. Yeah,
Like a
Or-
pull
yeah,
up
like a-
and then do like a set of 8, then move up to the next one where it's slightly easier,
Yeah.
then move up. So it's like a mechanical drop set, I guess, in a way. And that was actually really good. After a while, like my second and third set, I'm like, I'm going to use straps on this even and really just like take my
the
grip out of it and just make it a back. And
Uh-huh.
that actually lit my back up pretty good. I liked that.
So explain.
Not that you couldn't set that up other ways, but it
Right,
was just
but
kind
it's
of,
really
kind of nice
easy
with
there.
the Smith machine way to just like.
What is that
hook
bar
it up.
like on the thing? Is it a standard bar or is it?
It's shitty. Like, it's a shitty Smith machine bar.
But-
I don't know.
but does
I
it
think
s-
it's probably like 32
Okay.
millimeters if I was to just guess.
That's what I was wondering.
And also weird. I don't know what they consider that it weighs, but it's almost like weightless in a way that, like, if you just had a 5-pound bar and you went like this, it's going to drop right back in your hands.
But it sort of
this
glides.
does this thing where it goes like,
Yeah.
you know, where it's like almost weightless.
So, okay, now you got to explain to me, what are those things on the bottom? Are those stops, those pins?
Those are just like an additional safety, I guess, that you can just control like the lowest that it could ever go.
Okay.
You could move those way up if you wanted to for something.
So if you set it the lowest they could go, how low does it go?
You know, that would be one critique of it. It could go lower.
That's what I was wondering if it's.
Yeah, it'd be nicer if it went a little lower, actually. I'm not sure what for yet, but I could just tell right away. I'm like, should really go a little lower than that.
Because it definitely doesn't go to where plates would be touching the ground, right?
No.
Is it a foot
Definitely
above
not
that
low.
even, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
So like at its lowest level, is it knee-ish level on you or?
Yeah, probably something
Around
like
there.
that. Yeah. The other thing I've realized now, because I was able to leave all the plate trees because this goes to my thinking earlier though too. There's just so much there's so much additional room in there. I'm like, no, this isn't even crowded now. Like not at all.
Dude,
like
when
I'm
you
like,
put that, like, because you were starting to make me think like, oh yeah, that'll fill it up, and you put it in there, and my thought was, oh, there's still tons of room for equipment over there.
there's plenty of room, and now I'm like, well, we need more plates now because this, I left both the plate trees, and now I'm like, this thing would hold like 645s on each side.
Platform, it's a whole nother rack.
It's a whole nother rack of needing plates. So got to decide if that area has historically been the York milled plate area, but maybe I make just the Smith machine covered in Strengco plates and the weight trees are covered in York plates.
That would make it the world's coolest Smith machine if it was covered in Strengco plates.
Yeah. That's the only way you can polish a Smith machine turd.
It's kind of the more money, more problems. You get this nice thing and think you're on the way, but actually it's just introduced more problems in your life.
That's where I'm like, no, now I need more plates.
Is that thing bolted down?
No, it doesn't need to be.
Oh, yeah. I suppose it is heavy enough that it's just not going anywhere.
It doesn't. Honestly, like you can just tell, like you just touch it one time, you're like, yeah, this doesn't need to be bolted down. I suppose you could, but it doesn't need to be.
All right. So doesn't this really get you thinking, how the hell did the people at the previous gym move that from upstairs to downstairs?
I really want to know how they did that.
Because that's not fitting in an elevator, a standard elevator.
Well, and also I had Caden, Ethan, Larry, Ryan Anderson, me, a big high school kid that was there. Like most of these people are like 220 to 320 pounds, like they're all big and strong and, and it was sketchy.
Yeah, that was my exact thought when we got this. I just thought, how in the hell did they move this at this gym?
I don't know. I would like to know what they did there. It's kind of wild. Anything else on Cru Falls then? I mean, that kind of wrapped us up, right?
Yeah, that was it. Just
it was a great success, right?
Yeah, ton of fun. I think everything exceeded our expectations.
Yeah, now we just got to figure out what do we do for 2025 Cru Falls. Like, there's pretty much got to be a 2025 now, right?
Topping this stuff all the time.
This was kind of like doubled and then some, doubled in size, but also like doubled in activities and schedule. And I think the grip competition was a great addition.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It really added to the fun and it's just the activity and the give a purpose behind the day kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Should we, maybe I should do supporting our supporting members.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Do we kick the live listeners out or?
We'll let them be in for supporting and then
Okay. That's fair. All right. Big Digman was granted tenure and promoted to Associate Professor of Biological Systems Engineering at the University of Wisconsin.
Oh, slow down over there.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, I guess I skipped it, but supporting our supporting members is a relatively new segment of the podcast where we give back to those that support us. You can support us by heading over to massenomics.com/join. There you'll find all our different levels and options. Please sign up if you're not a crew member, supporting member already. Get over there. We'd love to have you on the team. One of the things we give back to you is this little segment right here, like Big Digman there. And then Big Luke Lovelady went 9 for 9 in his powerlifting meet, hitting 4 PRs.
Nice.
507 squat, 341 bench, 584 deadlift, 1432 total.
Very nice.
Big Aiden got 9th at under 23 World Strongman. Big Aiden, for anyone that remembers, competed in the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic Strongman this year.
Iowa? Is that where he's from?
Yes, he's from out of Iowa. Big Katie hit a work PR and took a promotion to manage their utility wind and solar sites.
Oh, just going green.
Yep. Going green. Let's see here. Big Bones competed this last Saturday, and or Big Steven in a powerlifting meet at a squat of 469, a bench of 314, a 529 deadlift, all PRs for him also.
Sweet.
Big Brennan is Big Dan's son, and he did his first strongman competition at 15 years old. He did well, including a 315-pound wagon wheel deadlift at 15 years of age.
Awesome.
Big Canadian Steve and his daughter competed together in powerlifting. She set national records in the WRPF Canada for squat, bench, deadlift, and total. 4 national records, Canadian national records. Cool stuff.
Couldn't ask for anything more.
Nope. And Big Dan Eager competed at Pennsylvania's Strongest in under 231. He got first place and qualified for nationals.
Good stuff.
And then, I would maybe find some other things because we have this new competitions and supporting our supporting member thread in the Discord, but then everyone's got it muddled up with so much other stuff. I can't even tell what's in here anymore.
This is back to being just a general thread again.
If people are abusing it, I'm just going to delete that thread. I'm not seeing a level of responsibility that's showing we can handle this new thread. Thank you to supporting members this week. Also, thank you to the Strength Co. Talking about these plates, filling up the new Smith machine. I bet when Grant started the Strength Co., he thought, you know what, these plates someday will be awesome on Smith machines. I bet that's why he started it all.
The one thing that bugs me about gyms is that just the plates always look so lame on the Smith machine. So I'm going to fix that.
I'm going to design an American-made Olympic weight plate, the 2-inch center hole. It's black, E-coated, smooth, easy to grip, and they become the go-to plates of Smith machine users everywhere. And he did it. And here we are today, and you can get yourself some. You don't have to use them on a Smith machine. I mean, they'd be great on a Smith machine. You could use them on anything. You could use them on a pec deck.
But let's be real. It's like the ultimate flex to use them on a Smith machine.
Yeah, for sure. Like, there's nothing cooler than that. Check them out at thestrength.co. Check out their plates. They've also got the bumper plates. Me and you were talking about bumper plates earlier. They've got their bumper plates for sale also. Deadlift jacks, some sort of other stuff. Check out their T-shirts and apparel and everything else they've got at thestrength.co. Thank you.
This episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Texas Power Bars are our favorite bars to use, from everything for a general powerlifting bar to a squat bar or even a deadlift bar. Right now, my go-to bar in my home gym is a 29mm Texas Power Bar, and I think it would be a great fit in just about anyone's gym. That bar is amazing. Also, if you're in the market for a deadlift bar, at this point, the Texas Deadlift Bar is basically the standard when it comes to deadlift bars. It's available in a variety of coatings as well as Cerakote with a lot of colors, so you can for sure find something that'll fit your home gym needs. And then if you're looking to make a deal, they have a few things going on right now. They have a blemish bar section where you can save some money, and they even have a 29mm Texas Power Bar prototype section where you can save about $60 on getting a slightly different version of the 29mm bar. So if you're looking to save some money, they got some deals for you there too. Head on over to TexasPowerbars.com and pick yourself up one of the best powerlifting bars available. Thank you, Texas Power Bars.
Thanks, Texas Power Bars. What do we get into? 2024 predictions now?
Should we do it?
Yeah. Now should we kick people off?
Yeah.
I'm so sick of them just breathing down our necks.
Yeah, they were
Get these live listeners out of here.
Really annoying this whole time.
Yeah. Get them out of here. They got to have something to watch when this episode comes out on Monday, right?
Oh, we should also mention, Tanner, you were on a podcast this past week.
Oh, that's right. I was, it's called the Massenomics Podcast. You can check it out at massenomics.com. It's found everywhere that podcast. No, I was on the Do You Even Lift Bro podcast with Big Kyle, Kaizen, DIY Jim, and Big Mike, the two of them on their podcast. It was fun.
Almost through the end of it. I think I got about 20 minutes left, but I have enjoyed listening to it so far. It's been really good.
It ended up, their podcast is usually 1 hour long, and I made them go for 2 hours.
I know.
I got on there and I never stopped talking once. I probably talked for 75% of the 2 hours.
Well, you're the guest. It's your job to talk, right? No one wants to have a guest on to hear the host talk the whole time.
I tried to do my best. Let's see, John Anderson.
I feel like 75 is a pretty good ratio. We've had guests go 95% on the talking. So,
yeah, it was fun though. If you're a Massenomics listener, you might enjoy it. I don't know. You've heard us talk about everything, but sometimes maybe it's different when we're just on someone else's podcast because they ask us things that we would never even think to talk about because we just take it for granted or something.
Yeah, that's why I always enjoy hearing some of those again, or hearing some people ask questions that, yeah, like you're saying, we just seem so obvious to us because we live it. But
right.
To the other people, sometimes it's something new and novel.
Right. All right. So what's our 2024 Massenomics year in review? We made some predictions at the beginning of the year. You record these.
I feel like I need a sound to kick off this thought process here.
Right. Yeah, because it's
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
One
it's
week
been
times
one
like
week
52.
over 52 times. Yeah. But really here, this is our title topic of the week. So
now I'm ready to go.
one other thing about Cru Falls, I gotta say,
Yes.
when we were getting ready to take the group picture at the gym, and the group just coincidentally, Creed came on the speakers, and the group started singing "Higher" by Creed all together. That was like the funniest thing I've ever seen in person. I'm like, what is happening?
I for sure thought you planned it because none of us had been together in a group. You know, everyone had been doing their own thing. And you're like,
Right.
oh, Tommy, we should get together and do a group photo before everyone starts leaving. And the second we go, guys, time for a photo, and everyone starts walking in and Higher starts playing. And I'm like, oh, Tanner had to have planned this. And you go, did you plan this? And instantly I'm like, oh, all right, this is just total coincidence. And yeah, everyone started singing it. And it just worked so perfect because we had everyone together. We're all singing it. I got the camera out. Your phone was out. So we got just so much good footage from that part of it.
Oh, that was so funny. And then Disturbed Down with the Sickness came on right after that too.
I know.
And I heard multiple people go, is it time for the title topic?
Yeah. That was perfect. All right. So it is the 2024 predictions, but actually before we can get to 2020, or I should say 2025 predictions, before we can get there, we have to go through our prediction list from last year, Tanner, and
See what we got right, what we got wrong.
Yeah, see what we got right, what we got wrong. Going back, we've done this a few years now. 2022, I beat you 5-4. 2023, I beat you 3-1, because if we tie on a topic, we don't count that. So,
Okay. I was going to say, I feel like I've never won
yeah,
this or
I'm
done
two-time
well at it.
defending champ.
Yeah.
I'm not
I already
so sure.
I don't even remember what any of the questions are. I feel like I'm not like that. I'm probably just going to lose again.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, last year I think we were in agreement on a lot of things, so I think we both started taking some
just had to
wacky
split.
guesses towards the end to get
Right.
some difference
Just
in there.
get some differences.
So we're gonna run through what we did last year, and then once we, had to sneeze. Once we get through what we did last year, we'll introduce this year's questions that'll have a little more discussion.
Okay.
So we'll speed this one up a little bit because we have
Okay.
new topics to go on. So some of these are going to be pretty easy. First question, the Arnold will have more boosts than 2024, than 2023. I believe it did. It was a busier Arnold.
Yeah, it was, right? Yeah, it was. It was.
And we both
the
said-
answer is yes.
And we both said yes to that. So when we're
Okay.
in agreement, there's not a lot to even talk about there.
No, we were
John
right.
Hack will set a new all-time world record. Tanner said no. Tommy said yes. I don't think he did he?
No.
Some of these get really hard to remember.
Yeah, I guess we can tell by open powerlifting if we look at the records, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I assume the answer is no because I don't recall that. But let's see. Would you'd look at raw?
When I'm looking,
look
well,
at
just
raw
look
and
at
then
him
total.
on the leaderboard here. Raw. This says 20. Oh, maybe he did actually.
2024.
Yeah, September 28th. So
Oh,
we
wait.
just did it a couple months ago.
So wait a second though. So we're just talking total though, right? Oh yeah. So what do you see? April 6th, 2024 in the 220 class, 2300.5.
Oh yeah. Oh, because I'm looking at that's in the 206 pound. Actually, technically, the dots is higher on the 198 one above it, and that was done in September.
Right, but that is not a world record.
How do you know?
Because his 198 world record total is 2,254.2 pounds in 2022.
Oh, okay. So this is in the 220 class. That's a world record.
Yeah, the 220 class is a world record
Okay.
from April 6th, 2024 WRPF meet at 2,300 pounds.
Okay.
It's raw in sleeves. So he did.
So
And what did
unknowingly,
we say?
I got the point there. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Next one on the list, Massenomics will have a booth at 3 events in 2024. I don't believe we did. I think we only had 2, just the Arnold and the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic, correct?
Yeah, there was other things we flirted with.
Yep.
That we very closely almost did.
And we both said, no, we will not have 3 booth events. So
We're right.
we were correct there.
We both get a prize.
This next one kind of hurts me a little bit. Buddy Caps will be on the podcast. Tanner said no.
Yeah.
Tommy said yes.
I wish I was wrong.
You know what they say? There's always next year.
I think we're going to get him in 25.
All right. So that ties us up 1-1. Next one on the list. Oh, I like this. Massenomics will hit 60,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, we really whipped the llama's ass on that one. We're almost at 70,000 now.
And what?
Only because of a late season surge.
Yeah.
I want to know, did that benefit me? Because I wonder what our prediction was. I bet I said no, we're not going to, because I feel like it was going so damn slow.
And it's funny, at the time we were at 53,000 according to my notes here when we did this last year.
And about 4 months ago, we were probably at 56,000.
Before we started gaining thousands every single month.
Yeah. So what did we say? I bet I said no.
You said
we're not
no,
going
and I
to.
said yes.
Yeah.
And I
so
really
you're
felt
right.
like I was going to be wrong there. And if you told me I was right, I would say I was right by like we were 1 or 2 over the line.
Well, I'm glad I'm wrong on that. I'm glad that worked out. We almost made 70, and I didn't think we were going to make 60.
Yeah, that's crazy how much that one actually took off. The power of reels, right?
Yeah.
The next one on the list, you're going to have to check this for me quick. We said 550 podcast reviews. You said no. I said yes.
Oh, we're close to that. 550 5-star Apple podcast reviews. That's what the number is.
Mm-hmm.
And I said what? No?
You said no. I said yes.
I think we're really close, but just under. Yeah, we're at 546.
Oh, that was a good line to pick right there. That was right on the money. Okay.
We didn't do Libsyn 5-star ratings, did we?
Spotify?
God, hate it when I do that. Yeah, Spotify.
That's the next one on the list.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
Damn it. Okay, next one on the list. 500 Spotify
500?
ratings. You said,
Yeah.
actually, you said yes. I said no. And that one's at 471. So I get the
Yeah,
point there.
so that one's close too. So, damn it, people, leave us a Spotify 5-star rating and also leave us a review on Apple Podcasts so we can up these numbers a little bit. Those are rookie numbers.
Next on the list. This one was interesting, I thought. We will have at least 35 guests on the podcast. Tanner
Have you
said
done
no. Tommy said yes. Tanner, do you know the number of guests we had?
God, 35, that would be, what's 52 minus 35? That'd be 17 weeks that we didn't have a guest.
That would be roughly, what's that? About
One
3 a
in-
month. 3 a month would put us at 36.
That feels like a decent over under. I feel like we are under that by like I feel like we did 34. That's my guess.
We did 26 according to my counting.
Oh.
Was all.
Wow.
Only
Okay, good.
Half
okay.
of the year exactly.
Half. Yeah.
Which that number actually, so maybe I counted wrong, but if I counted
No,
wrong,
I bet you're right.
it was only
I bet
by
it's
1 or
right.
2 if I was off.
Yeah, because I bet we're about it like just right here alone, we've gone like 3 weeks without one, I think, probably. Now this is our third consecutive week without one.
So that's,
Started doing the title topic thing more
that's
and
been
more.
the biggest change in the podcast is that significantly less guests on.
Well, if anyone wants to know, like a peek behind the curtain of what's going on there, is we're finding we can, say whatever you want about what episodes you like better. The numbers are telling us oftentimes we're better off not having a guest. More people are listening to the episode when we don't have a guest.
Yeah.
So take that for what you will.
That's what the
you know,
numbers
like-
say. Hey, we're not making this up.
Yeah.
It's just the numbers telling us.
Right. Not that we're not going to have guests anymore, but it might be more like a 50% sort of thing rather than 80%.
So you got the point there.
Are we even so far?
I'm just
Or you ahead of
looking
me,
in case I missed one here for me. I had John Hack. I had the Instagram one. I
And you had
had
Spotify.
Spotify one. 3. Okay, yep. So we are even right now. 3-3. All right. The gym
Is this-
will acquire 5 new bars.
I don't know what the number is. but we got
Dude,
more
the
than
gym had to have
5
got like
bars.
10 new bars this year, right?
Yeah.
It got
Yeah,
at least
I can't
5
even
new
remember
Texas
what was
branded
2024. Yeah. That is the joke, right? We got way more than 5.
Yeah, you said
Although
no.
we probably need to run that back for 2025 because I'm having that feeling again where I don't know how there could be that many more bars.
Okay.
The same feeling I get every year.
But what's funny, okay, just the ones I can name off the top of my head. It got the Alico bar, got the Hansu bar. It got how many it got it, what, 1 new Texas deadlift bar or 2 Texas deadlift bars?
2.
2. Got a Texas crossbar. Didn't it get just
Yeah, I
another
forgot
regular
about that.
Texas power bar too or something?
Yeah, and a Texas squat bar.
Okay, so that's 7.
And then I think a Texas power bar generation 1 and 2 and a Mac power bar.
Oh, that was all this year, all those came in?
I think so.
Okay, so that right there, that brings us to 10,
It's
right
10.
there.
That might be most of them.
So that's 10. It's actually funny because it's 10 and like 8 of them were Texas power bars of some sort.
But now I'm feeling like we're fairly set on bars.
Yeah. We've heard that before. Okay. Next one. Jesus will total over 2550. Tanner said no. Tommy said yes. I don't think he did he?
What was the number?
2550.
I sure don't think so.
His best total ever here says 2540.
And his best, he only competed twice in 2024, 2454 and 2453.
2?
Yeah, 2-3.
Yeah. Okay, so Tanner gets the point there. We are once again even. Mitch Hooper, top 3 world's strongest man. We both said yes. So we're right there. Half thrower will finish top 5 world's strongest man. Tanner said yes. Tommy said
didn't
no. What did he finish at?
Did not compete.
Oh, yeah. God.
Yeah.
All these show. Okay, so I get the point there. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the point. Yep. Okay.
Right. Yeah, because he wasn't even there.
New questions.
So how much are you up by now?
I'm up by 1 at the moment.
Okay.
This was okay. So those questions, I guess, were somewhat similar year over year. This says new question: make 48 YouTube videos. We both said yes. Well, we did that, didn't we?
We had to have at least 52, if not a few more than that.
We didn't miss a week at all. We had one,
and I think there's a couple in there where we had some bonus ones.
Yep.
So we probably made 55.
Yep. So we got that.
And what was our number there? 40. What did
48.
we say? And if we do it again, I'm like, the number has to be 52. Like, the over under couldn't be any less than that. I'm like,
we will get on an airplane for YouTube content. Yes, that did happen at the end of the year here.
Yep.
We
that
both said yes
definitely happened.
there. YouTube, 7,000 subscribers. Tanner said no.
Yep.
Tommy said yes.
You're
Crossed
right.
that
I'm
line
glad I'm
about a
wrong.
week ago.
Yeah, we're 7,200 or so right now.
And
we were really close on picking that number, though, weren't we?
dude,
The
that
over-under
and
line.
that number really accelerated in the last month here.
Right.
And the final question was the York Roundhead Collection and a second Texas Power Bar will be acquired. And we both said yes to those. Or the Roundhead Collection will be finished. The Texas
And it
Power
is
Bar.
finished.
And that'll be done. So that brings the grand total for Tanner to 4 points. And for me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means
Keeping
once
my
again,
streak alive of never winning this game.
once again, I am undefeated.
Yep. This
Wow.
is not my game.
Just a fortune
I
teller.
think it
over
all
here.
stems a good what's that called if you just look at a little bit of something? I'm thinking not sample, but like a microcosm for how I do in this game is the way I feel about these bars every year, where I never think we're going to get very many more, and then I get 10 more. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's a microcosm for how I do in this game, where I do not do well.
Yep, that's what it seems to be. So it seems to actually see to me the lesson is whatever Tommy says seems to come true. So I just need to start dreaming even bigger because we seem to end up there.
You guys will make $1 million off of YouTube.
Next year, we're like, oh, really? That was all the number we said because it was more than that. Why didn't we shoot higher? All right, so that means now we have to put our 2025 predictions in. Some of these I've changed a little bit because the original questions stem from 2022, and some things about our business have changed a little bit. So I'm changing a few things up here, okay?
Calling an audible.
On a few things. We're getting rid of a few things, and then maybe you'll have some ads here. But first one, we're going to go YouTube subscribers. The number that I'm picking for next year for the over-under is 11,000, Tanner. That means we need to add about 4,000.
Yeah. And that per month.
What's that, like $380 a month or so?
Yeah, or per day. Let me think about it that way too.
Well, it'd be a little over 10 a day.
Yeah. I'm gonna say over. I think we got a momentum building thing going here, and that we could at the end of the year look at that and think, oh yeah, we could have. That was undershot.
I will say this: that number is no guarantee. That is no guarantee.
No,
that's goal
not
for sure.
I'm just thinking that we're gonna have a little bit of a little bit of ball rolling down the hill thing there, where we pick up on that.
And for comparison, last year we predicted a growth of about 2,400 subscribers. And this year we're predicting a growth of about 4,000 subscribers. So we're also stepping that up quite a bit.
Right. Yeah, because if we just did 2,400 again, we'd be looking at getting real close to 10,000.
I'm not worried about that one at all.
Right.
Maybe the more aggressive one would be 12,000, and that's where I start to be like,
oh, that's a little tricky.
That gets pretty
hard.
I
think I'm going to say over on 11.
I'm actually going to say over as well.
Yeah. I think if you said 12, I'd have to take the under. I want it to be more than that, but then that just gets.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's where we need to put the line then, because I don't want to be in agreement with you. So if we go 12, you're going to say under, and I'll say over.
I'll take the under at 12 because I'd still be. If we get like 11.5, I'll still be pretty happy about that.
Absolutely. Okay. Right. All right. I actually like that. I like bumping that to 12. That is aggressive.
Yeah.
And if that happens, that's a pretty crazy year for us right there.
Yeah. I would like to be wrong on that.
Just so people know, actually, what we just said right there, that would be a gain of basically 5,000 YouTube subscribers. We went years where we would gain 40 subscribers in a month.
Right.
And we're saying 5,000 this year. So we'll see. Actually, I'm saying 5,000. You're saying slightly less.
We've got big plans there also. So
there are pieces in motion.
Yeah.
All right. This is actually maybe the one that I have the hardest time assigning a number to. Instagram followers. What is it at right now? 69?
69.2. That is such a freaking wild card. Dude, I don't even know what to put the number at. I guess I would say 80,000 maybe is my number of over under, which the way it's been going, it seems like we should be there in 3 months, but it also can just stop on a dime and not change for 6 months.
That's what I was saying. Realistically, this number, like not exaggerating, next year could be 73,000 and it could also be 103,000.
That it really could be like the way it works. I think the number should probably be 80 on the over under.
Okay, so then what are you taking?
Oh, that's hard when you set the number when I think it's the.
Because I'm just going to pick the opposite of what you do here because this does feel like a roll of the dice more than anything on here.
I'm going to go under. I feel like it's just going to, whatever. I feel like the momentum always changes on that. Whenever I think it's going great, which is right now, then it'll just stop out of the blue. So I think it's just going to stop for like 7 months and then, maybe change and.
Okay.
But it'd be a gain of 10,000, which I guarantee we weren't projecting a gain of 10,000 last year.
No, last year we were predicting a gain of, where's it at? About 7,000.
Okay. And we actually gained like 20 or something.
I know. Okay. The over-under on the number of content trips we're going to make, and this cannot count anything filming in the Sioux Falls or Aberdeen area, is the number 3 on the over-under. 3.5.
Yeah, right. It's probably 3.5. It's probably 3.5 because that makes it harder.
It does.
So Aberdeen and Sioux Falls don't count. Because I really feel like we'll probably have 3 in the bank. But then the question is, do we get 4?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say we'll go over. That I think we'll hit 4.
I'm gonna go with you on that one. And actually, technically, the Arnold wouldn't count in this either. So,
the Arnold doesn't count either.
I'm not gonna count
because
the
I
Arnold.
was counting that as one of them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna count the Arnold here though.
So then 4 separate
Or
ones.
should we count the Arnold? Yeah.
Well, if we don't count the Arnold, I'll go under then because I could see 3 being the number outside of the Arnold and Lift Hard Live Easy and Cru Falls.
Okay, we'll count the Arnold. Because now I'm thinking about it. Because then if it's not the Arnold, then it's 4 trips and the Arnold, which is 5, which is like every other month.
Right. That's where I think that's tough. At 3.5, and we're counting the Arnold, I'll take the over.
Okay. I'm also going to take the over there, so we'll be. That's the first one we're in agreement on. So okay. Gym tours. We will film. I'm also looking for the over under on this one. My initial gut is saying like 12 ish.
Yeah. I think that's a good number. Oh, just thinking trips. 3. Oh, that's a good number. We'll also do one of yours and one of mine.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yes, that pads it right there. And we do have Slicker saying some ideas in the works here. So
I'm gonna go completely crazy on this one. I'm gonna say, can I say I think we'll get exactly 12.
Okay.
Like it has to be exactly 12.
Okay, you
for
can
me to
take
be
exactly
correct.
12. Tanner.
Yeah. Like like that would be a stupid bet to make where I'm like saying, nope, I get my choice of all above or all below, but I'm going to take no, exactly 12
Okay,
is my
Tanner's
answer.
going 12 exactly, which I'll give you 12 and anything below it then at that point. I'm going to go over.
Okay.
That's pretty ambitious right there.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious how many gym tours we had this year. That's we should be able to see that quick here. I look at the playlist.
Yeah.
I just got to know this right now. Because I felt like we had, for something we didn't even really start doing until this year, it felt like we snuck a few in. But we
Does
were also...
Ashton's count as a gym tour?
Technically, it is on the gym tour playlist.
Okay. What about, and are we counting just filming Los Campeones?
It'll come out no, at the time of recording, it does not exist yet. So I don't know if we can count that yet.
Okay.
We'll see. Here, right now, the playlist has 16 on it. Starting at Paul's, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
Okay.
And technically 2 of those are mine because I had intro and
counts
6 months later.
Right.
But 10. We did 10 this year without even really that being a content idea even until.
Right. Later on in the year.
Okay. Podcast guests. We did 25 this year. I kind of feel like the over-under number for next year is like 20,
Yeah, it's probably 20.
maybe even 18.
Yeah. Ah. 18. Is that the number we're going with?
I think 18 is the more aggressive number there.
Yeah, 18. Is that 1 and 3?
What do you mean? Is that 1 and 3?
A third of the weeks of the year.
Oh, I mean, yeah. That'd be
Basically.
1.5 a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
So some months we'd have 1, some months we'd have 2.
That seems like the right number. I will say over.
Okay.
But I think it's just going to be like,
I think it's going to be right
19.
there.
Yeah.
To me, 18 kind of is the number. So I'm just going to do the opposite of what you do. So I'll say under.
yeah. Okay.
Under 18 seems crazy though. Cause are we talking like the number
It'll
could
probably
very
be
easily
like
be 17,
to 19.
but
yeah.
the idea that the number would be like 12 also seems insane. Like 1 a month.
Yeah.
'Cause that's so far different from what we do right now.
But we are shifting that direction a little bit.
Well,
so.
we are. Yes, it is the trend there. Podcast reviews. What did we just say we were at?
546.
546. And what makes this hard is I don't know what we were at last year, and that isn't really a number we track either.
No.
At least on a monthly basis.
Well, I could set the over-under on this one probably. It's been pretty stagnant on Apple podcast reviews, but if we ever get close to 600, I know we can do a push to get to 600. But I don't think I think the over-under has to be a little, I think it's like 575 for how stagnant that's been.
I think that's fair. So what are you gonna take there?
Well, it's tricky because if we get close to 600,
Right. It's either
we'll
going to
get
be
to 600.
It's either going to be 600 or like 560.
Right. And then I'm like, well, that's only 14 more. I don't know. We're just not getting very many of those though either, but we're not talking about it.
No, we're not at all.
I'll say over and just hope that we catch something and then we get on the road to 600.
Okay, then I'm going to say under there.
Yeah, that could easily be under, honestly, I think.
The gym will get 5 new bars in 2025.
I'm saying under. I think we'll be under. I
famous
don't even
last
know what
words.
bar it is. Okay, I do want to buy an axle from Dean
Black Widow, yep.
at Black Widow. Maybe even 2, a knurled one and a not knurled one. So that would be
We're
2. I just
almost
want to think of
halfway
every
there.
possible. That is 2 bars I could buy. What other bars do I even want? I'm like, is there anything that you know of that I've been?
I don't know.
that
I'm
I've
just
said?
saying we've had this exact conversation now. I mean, you could probably play it back to last year. You're probably using these exact same words.
But there's 2. What else would I buy? I'm trying to even think. Like, there's not a deadlift bar. There's not a squat bar. Is there some different brand power bar?
Well, I don't know. Would you get that American barbell deadlift bar?
No, I don't want it.
That's what you're saying now.
Oh, I would get the Cerberus, like that insanely long bar.
Is that the mammoth bar? Is that what that is? Or is that
Whatever that's called. I could see wanting that someday.
Yep,
So that's
that'd be
3. Is there some other specialty bar? I guess we did use the spider bar in Sioux Falls, but I just can't see buying it really.
There was that one. I mean, kabuki isn't really a thing, so you don't got to buy into their stuff.
I'm sticking with the under. I think I'll be under. I think it'd be like 3 or 4, maybe just 2. I don't know.
Really, I think the real number should be like 4 for the over under here, or 3.5.
Right.
But just
given the track
in
record,
the name of tradition, we're going to keep it at 5.
Yeah, I'm going to say under.
Okay. All right.
What are you saying on that?
I'm saying over. I'm just still gonna. I'm betting against Tanner.
Somehow
here.
it's gonna be 10 again. I don't even know where I'd put them. There's nowhere to put them.
in a bar rack, in a bar holder on the wall. Okay. The all-time. I'm changing this one up now. The all-time total will be broken.
Like of the.
We'll just say the biggest raw powerlifting total. Just the biggest raw total of all time.
Does it matter if are we talking sleeves or in wraps?
Does
that matter? Or either of them?
We'll say either.
Okay. So Jesus has the sleeves and Dan Bell has the wraps.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say no.
I'm going to
I
say
guess it'd be to me if Jesus is going to break his record at 25:40, and I'll say no.
You know why I'm saying yes? You know who the front runner is here in this category, I think?
No, I actually don't.
That Colton, the world record breaker or whatever.
Okay.
I think in his last meet, if he hit his second deadlift, I think he would have broken the all-time record. I think he would have been like 25, like 60 or something.
Was that the guy from
Australia?
A different. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think just missing his second deadlift, and I think it was just a grip thing.
Hey, put another shrimp on the barbie and break a world record.
So yeah, you're saying no. I'm saying yes. This next one we're changing up slightly from last year. This one we're going to say Mitch Hooper will win World's Strongest Man.
I think Thor doesn't want to compete at World's Strongest Man because I think strongman in general is a 3-horse race of Mitch Hooper, Hafthor Bjornsson, and Tom Stoltman. So to get to take Thor out of the equation. So then there is actually a field of 10 people that all could win it, but I mean, those 3 are just traditionally podiuming at the top with each other. So it's Tom versus Mitch. Tom won this last year, right? And Mitch got second. Doesn't really matter, but I'm going to say yes, he's going to win. It's hard to bet against him. We had him on the podcast. That works in his favor, and he made the comment, even people that have bet against me haven't had very much fun or, haven't been right all that often. I think maybe that he's correct there, so I'll say he is going to win.
Yep, I'm going to agree with you on that one. I think I think if you had to make a bet, that's a pretty safe one there. Or a very good bet to make. So that was everything I had. I didn't know if there was anything you wanted to add to this.
Oh, we'd have to do something for your home gym.
Yeah.
Because what I want to say is you'll add X pieces of equipment, but that's so hard to do because what do you consider a piece of equipment?
How
small can something be?
If you were to tell me a piece of equipment, I'd say, well, there's really only one piece of equipment in my gym. It's that lat pull down. The other things are a rack,
And then the other thing you could do is bars, but I don't know if bars is a great one because you could just not buy any bars and that wouldn't be weird, but you could do a lot to your home gym.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but if you tell me the only barbell on my wish list is a Texas power bar or a Texas deadlift bar.
Deadlift bar. Yeah.
And it's not very exciting to say will Tommy add a Texas deadlift bar? It's just one item. That's not,
I would just like to put a dollar number on it. It'll be hard to track, and we might just have to go by gut feel. At the end of the year, do you think you spent that much or not?
Well, I keep track of all of it though, so
okay.
I have a spreadsheet with all of it in there right now, even.
Yeah. So maybe what do you think the over under would be on? And it only counts as if you. I know you just did this, so it's not going to be that. But doing the heater doesn't count.
Yeah,
it has to be
because that's
But a stall mat counts. If you're going to buy a stall mat, that probably counts. But that's the line. Heater doesn't count.
Yeah.
Stall mat counts. I know it wouldn't be those things specifically, but
that's how I counted in my own sheet, though. I did not count the heater. I counted the stall mats I bought.
Right.
Yeah, we could do that. I don't know. Because right now the number is 5,000 is where I'm at with everything.
And I'm wondering if we set the number at either 1,000 or 2,000 or something like that.
I would say.
Well, the Reppins themselves are so expensive. You're considering buying those.
That right there.
So I would maybe set the number at 2,000.
So Tommy adds 2,000 in home gym purchases.
Yeah, maybe you answer first because it'll maybe help me sway what.
When you said 1,000, well, I'm for sure gonna add at least 1,000 like that. But 2,000 would be the Reppins and a cart and one thing basically, a barbell, a Texas deadlift bar would damn near get you to 2,000 right there.
Right.
That is a good number. I think I'm going to be under it. But also this past year, if you would have told me the number, first of all, I would have said I'm not having a home gym. And then if you told me to set up a home gym, my number for sure would have been under 5,000. So
right. But it was the first year
Yeah.
too. So it's like, you think that's, well, I mean, it is the classic joke though. That
Well, it's never
that it's
done.
like, yep,
It's-
I'm done now.
yeah,
Like I got it all.
It just never is. And I mean, I will accept that, but I am going to be, unless I'm going to just start making executive moves on, my car doesn't go in the garage anymore. So they,
Right.
which is not out of the realm of possibility, but that's
Right.
taking, because now, well, then if I get to that point, I'm spending way over 2,000 because
Yeah. Yeah, because you got space to fill then. So you're taking the under.
I'm going to take the under on spending 2,000.
Well, then I'll take the over for the opposite.
All right. We will see on that one. 2,000. That's that's nothing compared to 5, right?
That's true.
That's a cheap year.
So I wanted to add that one. Is there anything else? We kind of got podcast, Instagram, YouTube. That's sort of all covered. They're traveling. I'm just thinking of what we got going on and doing. Merchandise. Is there anything? But I don't think there's anything in particular that jumps out to me. Anything specific to the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic?
I think it gets hard to say there because
because it's just like tracking specific things with that.
yeah.
So no, I think we got a pretty good list there, don't we?
I think that's a pretty solid list. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for me to lose the 4th year in a row. And me to get 12 new bars this year somehow. I don't even get it, but
There wasn't
I
12
know
bars. Where are they coming from?
somehow future me is going to be like, "Oh, you idiot, you forgot about these 7
Of
bars.
course, you weren't thinking ahead. We needed all of these.
I really don't know what they're going to be, and somehow that's like, I guess historically that's what's going to happen.
I do really like the idea of what bars is Tanner actually missing that he could buy.
Wouldn't it be crazy if I didn't get a single bar this year?
But doesn't that actually seem crazy? It's like, what are you buying? If you're not buying bars, what the hell are you buying?
Right.
Arsenal equipment?
I sent in the quote.
Actually, for the price of 10 bars, you maybe could have bought a piece of Arsenal equipment.
Maybe. I don't know if you could. That's
It might be close.
funny.
It might be close.
That's a funny way of putting that into perspective, though. Too is that like to do one lat raise motion, you maybe could buy like 13 barbells.
How insane
like
is
to
it going to
just
be when
do-
the quote comes back? Then it's like 8,000 a machine,
That's what I want to see, and I want to report back on this just so people can see how absolutely absurd that is, if that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they'll be like surprisingly affordable. It's like, oh yeah, that machine's like
I don't think
$1,100. I'd be like, okay,
Right on the
get
front,
it on
there's
the
a
way.
Made in USA sticker, which is just a reason for the price to be
Yes.
way up there.
And not putting your price on the website is a move that just screams this is expensive.
Right. Yeah. Like if you want to buy something, but the place that requires you to ask for the price, they won't tell you the price up front.
Yeah. I'm still like expecting them to not even want to tell me. Just be like, there's
Like,
another
sorry,
step involved
you don't hit
first.
the minimum requirements for us
Yeah.
to tell you pricing.
Right. Like, no, we're not. We will choose not to sell
But there
it
has to be
you.
people that have expensive ass home gyms with some Arsenal pieces, doesn't there?
Yeah, because when you fill out the form, it even asks you like, what kind of gym is it that you
Oh, it
have? Is it a
does.
home gym? Is it a private athlete facility? Is it a commercial gym?
What'd you put?
I did other because of our conversations we've had. I don't know. I'm like, I'm not putting commercial gym because that's not accurate. There was like a private athlete training facility, and I'm like, that's also not
Makes it
right.
seem a
But
little
it's
more
like
prestigious than what's going on.
right,
here.
right. So I just said other because I'm like, I don't know. None of these are accurate. Like you have 7 options and none of them are what our gym is. I feel like, what would you? I don't know what I was supposed to put there.
Well, I didn't know other was an option. That's why I was really curious. If
Yeah.
you picked the commercial gym or the private thing.
No, I said other.
That probably is the most correct
Yeah.
answer.
Yes.
Is there any other thing for Massenomics Gym that we need to be considering in this game? 'Cause the piece of equipment is a hard one to do too.
Yeah, because it's just what do you call that? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think we're good.
All right. So we got the numbers in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions to do in 2025.
Yes.
All right. Today is the 11th of December. I'm going to look all the way to December 2025. God, these numbers just start to seem crazy after a while.
To book, yeah.
I'm just going to put this on my reminder for December 8th, 2025. It is in the system to be looked at again next year.
All right.
And not a day
This episode-
sooner.
That's somehow we'll blink and we'll be there.
God, I know. All right.
This episode is brought to you by our great friends over at Juggernaut AI. You can check them out at juggernautai.app. It is the training that we use. Tommy, how's your training going on Juggernaut right now?
So good. I'm on a deload this week.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. How did your bench go at Cru Falls?
Oh,
given
it
everything
actually,
else that was going on?
it actually, for RP 10 day, it was like the closest it's been to an RP 10. It was an RP 10. I did not have another rep in me at all. But it was 285 for a top set of 5, I think. Pretty sure it's 5.
Oh, nice.
I was not feeling 100% on that day. So I think on another day that probably would have been an RP 9 or 8.5. So feeling good, baby.
That's what Juggernaut AI does. So your RP 10s all went really well then.
They did actually.
Yeah.
I should post it. I took videos of the squat and bench or the squat and deadlift. Oh, I never even told you last week. My deadlift, what was it? 4. Here, let me tell you right now. This is part of the ad, so it can take a long time. Last week, my deadlift day was. Nope, gotta go back one more week. Okay. Deadlift day. I did 420 for a set of 5. That was supposed to be my RP 10. Dude, it felt like 7.5. I've never had deadlift in my life. Actually, I was going to post this. I have done many sets of deadlift over 405 pounds in my life. I've never done one where I feel like my form was as clean and as good, and the lift felt as good as that one. It just,
like every rep
it felt
good.
so good. And just the next day, my back did not feel a thing, like not a muscle or anything. Felt so good.
Well, that's Juggernaut AI for you. Am I right?
Exactly.
And you can have success also on Juggernaut AI by going over to juggernautai.app and getting signed up. That's where you can use discount code Massenomics. You can make progress just like Tommy is. It's a phasic structure. He's talking about working up to his RPE 10 weeks at the final weeks of this block. Then he's got a deload, and then he'll go back to what will be next? Hypertrophy.
Start building,
strength block.
baby. No, I'm on strength blocks here.
You're on strength block again, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's the way it goes. Eventually, towards peaking towards a meet or just testing your maxes, and honestly, it just works. We've had success with it. A lot of people that we train with have had success with it. A lot of our Massenomics supporting members have had success with it. Check it all out at juggernautai.app. You know, we didn't have this on our list, but I'm just thinking this episode will come out on December 16th, and we have a drop coming out on December 17th.
Oh, yeah.
Then, so what we need to talk about is what's coming out, quote unquote, tomorrow when you're listening to this. We will have, I mean, I think we should just say it, right?
It's going to be explain that because I think this is worth explaining.
Well, first of all, for once this drop hits on Tuesday, December 17th, I've got this right here. Free in the first 250 orders from that point on is our 2025 Phases of the Moon dashboard sticky calendar. Tommy, are you seeing what we've got here?
I haven't actually seen it in physical form yet. It is this year's calendar. The top is in the shape of a barn, and there's big letters.
A red
that
barn.
says the hay is in the barn, baby. Doesn't say baby. It says the hay is in the barn, but
there's a little tiny Massenomics logo right there.
Yeah, on the barn. Dude, that looks so good. I love that one.
Yeah. So this year, and for a split second, I had this sick feeling to my stomach the other day once we've already had these, and I'm like, wait, is there some chance that the barn one doesn't have famous phases of the moon on it? I'm like, this would be ruined if it doesn't have
You know what?
phases
We
of
never
the moon.
even checked
And
that. Does it have them?
no, I got home today and I'm like, it was one of the first things I'm like, oh, I got to see if it has phases of the moon. And thank God there's famous phases of the moon.
I think it's
so we're
one
safe.
company makes every one of those calendars for everybody.
I just had this thought for a second though, like, could this be a different one that doesn't include
That never
the
even
phases
crossed my
of the
mind.
moon?
Well, it was possible because we used a different vendor this year.
Right. So I was really worried. I'm like, I won't be able to say that over and over again, how it has the very important phases of the moon on the calendar, but it does have them.
That one is so funny because we were kind of going back and forth on a few ideas. None of them were this.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I was looking around a little more and I saw you could get a dashboard calendar with a barn on it. And instantly my brain went, the hay is in the barn. And yeah, that was the one.
Yeah. So you order anything from Massenomics starting at the time of our drop on the 17th. From there on, you get one of these until they're gone. And you want one of these. This is our fourth sticky phases of the moon calendar we've had now. Hard to believe we've done this for 4 years in a row now.
That actually is hard to believe.
Yeah. And then along with it, we have, you can actually see it over my shoulder here, the Massenomics Certified Training Facility flag. It's a package deal that we're coming out with in this drop. It's the Certified Training Facility flag. It's the Certified Training Facility certificate. And then also the Certified Training Facility stickers.
And it's a holographic die cut sticker.
Yeah, I think I got one of those
Or is it
here.
a glitter sticker?
It's a
Yeah, that one's a glitter sticker.
actually.
Yeah. So it's got the old glittery glow to it.
And it's got the Massenomics seal of strength on that sticker.
So you get
And it is
all
die
of
cut too.
that is what comes for physical items in that
Right.
package, but there's something a little more exciting that spices this whole thing up.
Right.
And that is that if you buy the certified training facility pack on Massenomics.com, when you go to checkout, it's going to ask you the name of your gym. It's going to ask you the zip code. Does it ask you anything else, Tanner?
Well, whatever
handle,
we
maybe?
want to put. Yeah, Instagram handle, we could add that, and maybe we'll make some of the fields optional.
Yeah, so you don't have to. You don't have to put in any of this. But what we're going to do, we're going to try and collect some basic information, and then we're going to put in a map on the website that is going to have pins in it for every person that signs up. So right now, the map, when you go on, there's just a pin, and we're not doing exact addresses. Out of some privacy, we're just going by zip code. So like right now, if you check the map, there's a pin in Massenomics Gym, and then there's a pin in my portion of Sioux Falls, and it says the name of so the one in, says Massenomics Gym in Aberdeen. Mine says Massenomics of Cru Falls for my portion, and anyone else that adds in, their pin will appear on the U.S. map, so people can go to this page. There'll be a listing of all of the map pins there, and it'll be a really cool way to just see roughly where gyms are located in the country.
Yeah, and maybe an additional field on there will be yes, no. Do you allow guests at your facility?
Yeah, not a bad idea.
So this would be for home gyms. You could buy it for a commercial gym if you own one or train at one, or any training facility whatsoever. And it does certify you as an official Massenomics approved training facility. This is the certificate that'll go along with it. It's got our signatures on it. It'll have your date awarded, and then proudly presented to
Tanner will actually fill these out for when you buy it. He'll write your name on the line and the date.
So in this part, will we write their name or the name of the training facility?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel
Or
like the
both.
training facility. You could do both, maybe.
I think it's the name of the gym, right?
That makes the most sense. Is the name of the gym, because that's what you're.
And you don't
signing.
have to have a fancy name. If you just have a home gym, it could just be Tanner's home gym or Tommy's home gym or whatever. You'll have to fill in something for the name.
Yeah.
But you can have that be whatever. We will write whatever you fill out as the name, and put the date that was awarded to.
And I can't wait. I have my certificate. I can't wait to frame it and hang it on the wall of my gym because it looks very official.
I'm going to frame one of these for Massenomics Gym, of course, too.
Do you want to read the message that's on that thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. As the first of all, Massenomics Certified Training Facility, proudly presented to, etc. As the unofficial authority on strength training excellence, Massenomics proudly awards this prestigious certificate, officially recognizing this facility as a certified destination where athletes can get strong, stay strong, and use their strength. Approved by Tommy and Tanner. And it has, it's real because it's got the official Massenomics seal of strength on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That doesn't appear just anywhere.
No, and that is kind of the main centerpiece of the flag is the seal of strength on it also.
And also this flag is, if you bought flags from us before, we made sure that this one was even on a heavier weight material. So
this is double thickness of our usual
double thickness.
one.
So it's a little more opaque, a little more saturated on the colors just because it's heavier duty.
And it's right size to be able to fit in it. You can find
it's the same. It's the, what's the size? Is it 24 by 36?
Yeah, that's what it is,
yeah,
2 by 3.
If you've ever bought one of those smaller vertical banners from us, it's the same size as those.
And I'm excited for that map to kind of start to get filled out as people sign up for this.
Yeah.
That you can click on that map and zoom around and be like, and that will be, there'll be a little message on that part of the page probably too, just explaining this, maybe similar to this, that these are all the officially certified Massenomics training facilities. Someone asked if there's anything else required to it, not really. You gotta have something there, like a training facility. To me, it could just be a barbell that you got in your living room for all I'm concerned too. It just has to be something where you can do a little bit of training of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
physically or mentally, I guess.
That's true. It's open to interpretation, honestly.
Yeah. What is that URL? I don't think we've determined that yet, but it will for sure live underneath the company drop down on the website.
Right.
And yeah, I cannot remember. I think we put a temporary URL on it, but we'll probably make that something more official, like /map or /certified or something.
Yeah, certified, maybe something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So excited about that drop.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about it though.
Was that the only thing in it, or do we have one more thing in this drop?
That's it, right?
Oh yeah, the calendar. Yeah. Okay, that's right.
Just that,
Yes, the calendar was the other thing, but we talked
The
about
calendar's free.
Yeah.
You just got to order something,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll get yourself a calendar. So you could also get some of the product inventory from our Black Friday drop. There's a lot of it has been sold on it. To be frank, if I may, a lot of it has been sold, but there's still some stuff around.
And not to jump the gun here, but Tanner and I, we have this conversation where it's like, just finished up 12 months worth of drops. Like, we did it. And now we get to do it all over again. And, we're looking at our drops for 2025 and putting a few pieces of the puzzle together here. And if we can make some of these work out, there's a lot of really fun things in store for 2025.
Yeah.
There's already one actually going to production right now. And,
that's right. And I think people are going to absolutely
that one's going to be, I'm
it.
very excited for this. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah. People are absolutely going to friggin' love it. Okay, so that's our drop. I did want to give a quick fantasy football up. Massenomics fantasy football.
Is this what
league
playoff
update.
is in here?
Yeah.
Okay, I was hoping you were going to bring this up because I was wondering what the status was on this.
I kind of wanted to stick to this as far as the Massenomics fantasy football league. Just give these very periodic updates. So we're kind of at a inflection point now where I think it's update worthy again. Maybe I talked about at the very beginning of the year. I think we had like one update mid-year. And now we'll do an update at playoffs. The playoffs have been set. They start this upcoming week. I'm just pulling up the playoff picture just so I don't get this wrong. But so we did start with 12 teams in the Massenomics League. There was the Cellar Dwellers, the commercial. Well, let me actually tell you the division: the Cellar Dwellers, Garage Junkies, and Club members only. I did win to my division. I did take the number 1 seed overall, so I did hang on to it. I kind of limped halfway into that, but I finished 10-4 with the best record and the most points scored on the season.
Wow.
So I asked the guys in the fantasy football Discord part of it if we should just crown whoever has, if you finish with best record and most points, do we even really need to do the playoffs?
Right. It's already been decided, right?
Right. And nobody seemed to agree with that.
So
And
the playoffs are happening.
yes, and getting the other first round bye with the next best record Making a late season surge is the Orange Glazers themselves.
Really?
Big Keith gets the other first round bye.
What was his
From
record?
the Cellar Dwellers, 9-5.
Okay. Yeah, right there.
And then let me go back to the playoff picture here then, just to give the other ones credit. So we're going to have the Columbus Panhandlers is Big Paul. He's the 5 seed. He's taking on the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, Big Chris Mark, the number 4 seed. And then Big Chris Dominger somehow got in at 7-7. He got the final spot. He's taking on the 3 seed, the Toronto Agronauts, Big Cam. And then there is a losers consolation bracket that Crew York Jorts versus this team is unpaid. Pendlay Rose and Pesos versus Big Mofo Silly Geese, and no PPR in the Jungle versus One Day Closer to Monday Night Football. I just wanted to read all the names again.
Yeah, those are good. I forgot about some of those.
Yeah,
that's good. All right.
So
when will the winner
get
be
a first
crowned
round
here?
bye? Yeah, me and Keith get the first round bye. The winner of the Massenomics Fantasy Football League gets to mark off on the Hall of Fame card that they won a contest.
Yep.
So I'm really hoping that I can win and nobody gets to mark anything off their card.
Everyone just like, oh, we did that for nothing, huh?
Yeah. I do not feel good about winning. I feel like actually the last couple weeks now my team's been done pretty well again, but there was a few weeks in there where I'm like, wow, really having the wheels fall off here right when it's
because you were crushing people at the beginning of the year, weren't you?
Yeah, those last couple weeks have been good and got a few pieces of the puzzle. So we'll follow up more at fantasy football in the next couple weeks, because I know I've said it before, I'll say it again, everyone loves hearing about other people's fantasy football leagues.
That's right.
What could you more rather listen to on a podcast than someone talk about their fantasy football league that you couldn't possibly give a shit less about?
I don't know. Their kids, maybe.
Yes, that might be up there. Damn, we're at 2 hours. Whew. As a teaser, next week I want to talk to you about F1 next week.
Yeah, I'm curious what you saw about this.
We'll tease that for next week. It'll be a little neck training F1.
Is that
topic,
because the season's done now? Is this your way of sending the season off?
No, I didn't actually even know that. I figured I would get an update on the F1, but I guess so. The season's over.
Season is
So
over.
did that one guy win that would be
Max
the
Verstappen
non-surprise?
won. I think this is 3rd straight. But this year was a good year for races. It was the most. I think I actually said it was the most 2-time winners ever in a season. There was like 5 guys that won 2 races or more.
Okay.
So
there's some people that are standing out.
Yeah, well,
amongst
it's
the
actually
crowd.
there's just parity now.
But is there enough parity? Is there any chance that next year Max Verstappen won't just win again?
Yeah, actually, the momentum was against him most.
Okay.
What happened is he built a big lead early in the season, and then he was just doing everything he could to hang on to that lead through the rest of the year. So
That sounds a lot like my fantasy football
actually,
team.
that's exactly what it was. Yes, it was that same scenario.
So next year there really should be, because he won't have that early season.
There could be, yes, and I'm
necessarily.
trying to remember if it's 2025 or 2026. There's new regulations, and when there's new regulations, it means that the cars
Things
get
can
reworked,
change
and
over-
so that's like
yeah,
a clean
right,
slate.
right.
So that's when things get crazy.
Is that when they go all electric then?
No, they're not going to go all. There's Formula E if you want to go all electric.
So that is a thing,
Formula E is, yep.
but it's whole other set of drivers. Like the
Yeah,
tractor
and like
crossover.
the races are way different. The tracks.
Do people care about it? Like, is there
there's
is there a big
fans.
following?
I don't really know of any, but yeah, there's definitely. It's on TV once in a while. It's just usually those
Seems
tracks.
like there's less to make different about, or like there's like.
So
like
what they
there's
do,
less to-
it's more like a video game. There's like zones.
Okay, yeah.
Where if you drive through this zone, you get the speed booster, and you get the speed booster for like 30
like
seconds.
a literal speed booster though, where it actually boosts the speed of your car.
I think it just activates
Or-
something in your car that like
Right.
yeah. So you go faster.
So it's just like a video game only in real life
Yep.
though, where it's like
Just
you
like
just hit
that.
the little thing and then like now your car
But
goes.
usually, like
210
the races I
yeah.
watch, they put the speed booster like off the fast line, so you kind of have to go out of your way to get it.
So it's just you're making a decision.
Yeah,
of
you're
what,
making a decision, but the rule is like you have to go through it a certain number of times every race. Like you can't not do it ever. So there's just like that. Yeah, there's like some weird different sets of rules that are different than like traditional racing.
Well, I feel like you almost have to do that in order to make it there be like any difference.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Because otherwise, there's no. It's like okay,
Like in theory, like
here's
all electric
four-
motors are just like kind of the same. So it's just
That's what I'm thinking. Like, how do you? So then, what do you? But I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. If everything is, if the cars are all actually identical, then it really is just a competition of who's the best driver. Then, right?
that. I mean, yeah.
But is everyone so good that that isn't a competition because it's just everyone is the same? Then?
See, and that's what I don't. That's what I just don't know enough. I've
Right.
never watched that series for more than like a few laps every few months.
So Max Verstappen,
Yep.
is he definitively the best driver, or does he definitively have the best car, or is it a combination
he
of both? Which one is
definitively
the
had
bigger-
the best car for a long
Okay.
time. And then
Okay.
towards the end of the season, when he was getting wins, it was mostly based on merit. Like they had the
So he is a better driver than the other guys too.
most people agree he is at least one of the top 3 drivers, if not the best driver on
Okay.
the grid. Yeah.
Okay. So for a while he was one of the best drivers and had the best car. So
For a
nobody
while,
could beat
he
him.
actually was the best driver and had the best car. And like, yeah, now you could make the argument that like, yeah, actually there's some weekends where he's like earlier this year, he had a race where he started 17th and he won the race. And
Okay.
like a lot of things went perfect for him, but he also drove like perfect too.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of really guys that shouldn't have happened. There's a lot of really good guys ahead of him. And part of that comes down to luck. Like if you take your pit stop right when there's a crash, like it kind of negates
Right.
the time you lose on that. And some of that you just don't know. Like it just comes down to luck. So it's
Would there be people that don't like him that say, "Oh, he's not even that good of a driver"?
no,
or
I
would
don't think-
everyone agree he's a really good driver?
I don't think anyone says he's not a good driver because he does too many things to like prove that like towards the end of the race when like your car should be like slowing down kind of and like your tires are falling off, like he'll start putting in like fastest lap after fastest lap. And it's like, why is everyone else's car getting significantly slower and yours is only getting faster? So there's things like that. And then, yeah, the knock people would have against him is he drives too aggressively. So where he takes people out of the race. Because like there's like rules on how much room you're supposed to leave people and things like that.
But then does he just tell them that rubbin's racing?
Something about open wheel doesn't give you a whole lot of room for rubbing. You know, there's not that body to rub against. So that's the knock against him is he's too reckless and too aggressive. That's what people don't
He
like.
busts
about
out all the Days of Thunder quotes and the Fast and the Furious quotes.
Yeah, it's just all NASCAR quotes.
He's like also like, yeah, I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
He
And
says
they're
it all in a
the race
Dutch,
is way longer
in a
than
Dutch
that.
accent. He just says,
Yeah.
"I love gold."
Do you think does he have a Dale Earnhardt personality? Is he the intimidator?
No, the personality he was actually getting like in trouble because he would just say how stupid he thinks things are. Because when you start going like to these international places, you know, places that have spotty human rights records, there's gets to be some like weird kind of unspoken or behind the scenes spoken rules on what you can and can't do. And like, I know there were certain venues where he's getting in trouble for profanity and he's like, we're doing this or I can't do my interview in here. We're going to do it outside. So then he'd like do his like press conference outside the press conference room so he could say whatever he wanted. And but you get away with that when you.
How much does he win when he wins the whole thing?
Oh my
What's the
God.
dollar?
Well,
I suppose it's a team thing though.
so there's
right?
two
Like-
things there. There's the Constructors Championship, which they did not win. They got like fourth in that, third in that, which is like kind of unheard of to have a winning driver, but then have your team get third. But that like there's hundreds of millions on the line for like every place you drop in that. But that's the team, so that goes to Red Bull. I don't even know what.
But
they
there's
get
an
paid.
award for him that is a paycheck for him then though too.
I would imagine. This says right here, it says for the third straight year, Verstappen's F1 highest paid driver on the track with an estimated 2024 earnings of $75 million, $60 million in salary, 15 in performance bonuses. So
That's a lot.
that is a lot for 1 year, $75 million.
Did you see the new baseball contract?
Oh, yeah.
Highest paid
What was
professional
that
player
number?
ever. Can you name the player?
No, I had to look
That's-
right here.
I know the name when you say it, but
Is it Juan
isn't that
Soto?
funny?
That's who it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the highest paid professional sports player, the highest paid sports contract ever, I guess, right?
I would assume because
It's like $750 million.
yeah, $765 million. That is so insane, though.
In our lifetime, we're going to see someone get $1 billion contract.
Dude,
then
that's.
as well.
I mean, you
That's what
can
that
probably plot the number. I mean, someone probably knows the year that happens. It's got to be
right.
Can't be.
I think
that
it's a
far away.
15-year contract. Though,
No, it
too,
is
right?
that long, really.
Yeah, I think it's a 15-year contract,
So,
which
I know this is.
I don't think any of those have ever been good. Like nobody does a 15-year contract at the end of it. Like they're like, "Yep, I'm glad we locked him up for 15 years."
Yeah, there's got to be something to it though in that contract where if it starts to fizzle out in the next 5 years, doesn't
I don't know
there?
about baseball. I actually, when I say I don't know about baseball, I rarely mean I don't know about baseball. But I always thought that the contracts in baseball were
they just are what they are.
Player friendly contracts. But I don't know well enough. I'd be speaking out of turn if I said that. But I think that maybe that's the case.
Wow. Also, wait, who did he sign with? Oh, the Mets. Okay. The
Yeah.
Mets also agreed to provide personal team security for the all-star outfielder and his family at the team's expense for all spring training and regular season home and road games.
Why even add that? You just gave him $750 million. No, so also we'll give you a little security.
It's
I'm like,
I think you
I
got that
think
one,
you
man.
can afford to get it. Yeah, I'm like he has. You just agreed to pay him $750 million,
Dude, I gotta be real. I gotta be real here. Like, I don't have these leagues, they clearly have the money to. It's not like they're going into debt, like paying people. Like, how are we gonna? So
Right.
okay, they can do it. So you got the money, sure, fine, do it, whatever. But my question is there that many people watching baseball that they can sign these?
to pay this one guy on a roster of I don't know how many baseball players there are. They're paying him $50 million a year, guaranteed for like 15 years.
I have a lot of friends, like any dude. I have a lot of friends that watch a lot of sports. I don't have that many friends that watch baseball.
No, and also like the ones that do, how much money are they spending on watching baseball?
It's like on in the background, is for the most part.
Right, right.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild. That's what's so crazy is that baseball actually has that money to spend on people. Like they can actually get away with spending that kind of money. But it comes down to the owners, right? Like in baseball, it's just the owners can spend as much as they want.
Yeah, there's no salary cap. I'm going to say it. We used to be a proper country. We used to be a proper country.
That number is insane, though. $765 billion.
That seems made up, right? Like that was when I saw that number, that was my first thought. I'm like, it is going to be $1 billion. Like at some point in time, someone's going to get a contract for, like that will be the next thing. Like in like 10 years, the 20-year-old that everyone's like, this is going to be the best baseball player ever. The New York Yankees or someone is going to sign him to a $1 billion contract.
It'll be $1 billion
to play baseball.
25 year, $1 billion contract.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just don't. That's the 15-year contract is so crazy because anyone over a 15-year career, there's very few people where a 15-year career pans out the way you want it to, right?
Of course. Like definitely not.
Like LeBron and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a very short list. Yeah.
Like Aaron Rodgers. Okay, let's see. When did he win a Super Bowl? Was that like 2012? 2011?
Yeah.
I mean, even if he signed a 15, but I know football's different. They don't sign that. But
Right.
he's on the
That would still be years.
he's on the other end of that now, where they'd be like, yeah, this isn't working.
Obviously that like he's on the very. I guess Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the example.
Right? Yeah.
So it's LeBron and Tom Brady. It would have worked out. You could have signed Tom Brady for a 15-year deal when he won that first Super Bowl, and then you were like,
this guy might
that
be
was
on
the right choice. Yeah, like we really screwed him.
Yeah, football you can't really get
still-
away with it though because just the light. But I actually have no idea how long do people play baseball for? Do people play baseball until they're
I think
40?
they can play baseball for a long. Yeah. I think more so than football and basketball.
Jeez.
Well, I do like to poo-poo on baseball.
Well, yeah, you don't
a
have to
lot, but
justify your
like 90%
logic
of
there.
baseball is standing around.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I understand. And I'm not to knock these guys, but also let's look at the physical demands. Here. It's different.
Right,
It's different.
Right. You have to be really good at like the hand-eye coordination and this like freakish level stuff. But just for the longevity, a lot of baseball is standing around.
Let's just be real. No running back's ever getting a 15-year contract.
No, they're not going to get like a 5-year contract. They're like, we're going to pay you like year to year, and we're probably going to like cut you.
We're going to pay you to year, and we're not going to like it at all.
You're probably like the best running back that the world has ever seen. In like 2 years, we're like, nah, we're good on you. We're gonna get somebody
you're
else.
just not as productive as you used to be. So
yes. Okay, so that's sports talk.
baseball talk. Stay tuned for
Yeah.
more. Also, along those lines, do you see this Bill Belichick stuff?
Yeah, is he going to be the head coach for UNC?
I don't. Was it finalized? Just the part that I liked when I was first reading about this. One of the things I read said he gave them like a 400-page book on what his demands were to turn this whole thing around. And I'm like, a 400-page book? Who wrote that for you? How long would it take to write a 400-page book on anything?
It would take me a lifetime. I just can't even imagine. Yeah.
Who proofread that for you? There could be some crazy stuff in there.
What if he ended up being the coach there? Do you think he would turn around the UNC football program?
I don't. Well, this is.
I don't feel like 18-year-olds are like, oh, please, for the love of God, can you allow me to go play for Bill Belichick? Like, that's the thing I've been dying to. Like, that's how you're going to get me to. It's all a recruiting game.
Well, and that's what I think. I think his demands were that they had to just pump an insane amount of NIL money into the whole thing if he was going to be on board. With that, it's like, with enough money, anyone can be competitive. Like, are you top tier? I don't know. But then one of the other things I was reading is people were talking about, well, Bill Belichick is like the definition of a control freak. And in college, you as the head coach, you kind of are the king of the land where you
king of the castle.
You are the king of the castle. You get to like even more so than the NFL by a lot, know? So I don't know. Maybe that would be a good fit for him, but
also the way that the transfer portal works now, everyone's gonna be like, yeah, this guy sucks ass. I'm gonna go play for Deion Sanders.
I know.
And, like, it's gonna be fun. I feel like there'd be a lot of 19-year-olds that are not like, he yelled at me too much. I do not like him anymore.
Yeah, that could be a thing too. I don't know. I have a feeling all college coaches yell, but
that's true. Yeah,
but I didn't play college football. What do I know?
Yeah, Nick Saban, I don't think was friendly or nice either. But yeah.
We used to be a proper country, right?
We used to be a proper country. We used to be a proper country. We used to be a proper country. That's like what I think of as people saying that. Like that's how they say it. Like
I have to choke through it.
Yeah. Should we bring this one on home, Johnny?
I think so.
All right. Leave us one of those Apple Podcast 5-star reviews. Go subscribe on YouTube. New YouTube videos every week. The Paul Foss Shed Gym Tour. If you haven't seen that yet, you're one of the few people who haven't, because everyone's watching that tour. An epic tour right there. Check out our last few episodes of the podcast. I think we've had some really good ones out there. If you haven't listened to those, make sure you go back and check those out. What's coming on YouTube? Well, all our Cru Falls content.
That's all
is coming up.
About a month out here.
I think some of that stuff's really going to be fun to watch, right? Like, it's like you're not going to leave watching those videos without a smile on your face at the very least.
Yeah.
Buy some of our stuff to get prepared for that drop coming out on the 17th.
It's by the time you listen to this, you're getting towards the end. This is like one of your last warnings for Christmas orders. Like, put your order in now if you want it in Christmas time.
True. And get your order in if you want to have the hay is in the barn, pocket, dashboard, sticky phases of the moon calendar for 2025.
Might be the thing to get you out of a ticket.
Who've been there, done that. I keep that thing on me just in case. All right, Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Bear. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.